Hello everybody, welcome to the United Stands. I'm Mark Goldbridge. This is your Manchester Derby watch-along as Manchester United take on Manchester City. Look at his face. Just look at his face. It's one of happiness. The meltdown is incredible. The moaning, the cheering, the shouting, the jeering. Well, I tell you what, I'm ecstatic. I have been asking this for 2 years. I don't do player FC. I like Garnacho, I like Rashford, I like Rasmus. I don't care who it is. A sacrificial lamb isn't necessarily the player you don't like. Sometimes a sacrificial lamb has to be a player you do like. And we've got two. We've got absolutely two. We've been asking for this for so long. So long. Why would you moan? The thing to moan about is why Samuel Luckhurst, the Manchester Evening News journalist, who, let's be honest, is not the most popular and has, in my opinion, a very, very, very bad attitude. How is he getting the team news 24 hours before when he's admitted it himself? He's been approached by English players in the past. And he's getting the full team the night before. And foreign players don't like Samuel Luckhurst. He talks to English players. So what's going on here? How? And also, when we talk about team leaks, it's normally a couple of hours before and 1 or 2 players. Not the whole team sheet, the night before. That needs looking into tomorrow because he's been briefed by some English player or person massively last night. And he was the first one to announce that Rashford was out of the team. So, United have got a lot of problems to solve. They've got a lot of problems to solve. But, ultimately, we shouldn't get washed away with that. We should talk about that tomorrow. It's absolutely unacceptable that the complete team was released last night ahead of a Manchester derby. And United need to look into that. But Garnacho and Rashford not being in the squad for today, not even on the bench, and neither are injured, I think that you've got to say that it's shocking, but it's exhilarating because we need sacrificial lambs. We need players that are, shown the way to work at Manchester United. And I think that this is absolutely huge news, and really, really interested to see how the players react to it, but also really interested to see how everybody else reacts to it, because how do those specific players react to it? So I'm interested. I'm not worried. I'm not worried about this at all. A lot of people saying Ricky is right. I don't know what Ricky is right about. I mean, I can tell you some things Ricky was wrong about, and I'm sure he's laughing as he's listening to this. Ricky's been right about a lot of things. He's been wrong about a lot of things. So I don't know what Ricky's right about and wrong about. Beth's right as well. I don't know. Give me more info. But fantastic fan forum. I was listening to that before Countdown to Kickoff. I was listening to that. I just couldn't wait to go live because there's just so much to discuss. But Garnacho and Rashford had been left out completely. This is what Amorim had to say about it. And I think it leaves very little... Hold on a minute. What's going on here? I'm just getting messages. Okay, let me come back to this. Sorry, I don't know why I'm getting stupid messages about boxers for. Doing a bloody watch-along! Anyway, right, back to the show. Madness. I just don't get it. Right, anyway, so back to the show. Yeah, as I was saying there, this is what Amorim had to say about the situation with the likes of Rashford and Garnacho. And it leaves very little to the imagination. If I can find the actual quote, because I want to read it. Here is what he said. There's a communication after the last training goes to what the WhatsApp. They received the information, but they are all right. They had training this morning. I was there. Everything was okay. They trained really well. And that's not all he said. I don't know why. I've not even read that one. He said, I don't want to send a message. It's simply an evaluation and they know it. The players are really, really smart. Everybody understands my decision. I have to choose. It's just simple selection. And he also went on to say that he sees everything. Look, I did that video on Garnacho last night. I might be in the minority. I don't care. I truly believe there's a player there. I look at Marcus Rashford. I think it's time for him to go. But if he didn't go and he started scoring goals, it would be the best outcome. But I'll tell you this for free. You do not leave out Marcus Rashford and Garnacho for Anthony and Eriksen in a Manchester derby. That's not about training. That's not about form. That is a message. And also, if it is about training and form, that's bloody embarrassing for Rashford and Garnacho. So we don't need to polish a turd. We don't need to spray perfume on this. That is embarrassing for both of those players to miss one of the biggest games of the season and not even be on the bench. That, it's 100% a message, like Justin said. 100%. So this week that we've had around Rashford being up for sale, who knows what it means for Garnacho as well? Let's just say there's two players been left out here, and who knows what what that means. But it's 100%. If they're not injured, it's a message. Oh, I shouldn't have had that hazelnut bloody quality streak before. I've got it stuck in the back of my throat. They say it comes in threes. Rashford's out, Garnacho's out, and Goldbridge is out. He's choking on a hazelnut. But I looked at the bench, and look, let's get that United side back up here. I looked at the bench, and you know what? When I look at that Manchester United bench, that I can't get you the bench up here. Why are Mount Hoyland and Diar Ahmad so high up? It looks fucking rubbish. What? I'm gonna message them about that. Absolute rubbish. This is the derby. I want good stuff. Why are Mount, Rasmus, and Ahmad so high? Image. Looks shit. Anyway, say it how it is. That's what Amorim does. But when I look at the Man United bench for today, I don't think it looks very good at all. So you can dislike Rashford, you can dislike Garnacho. I wish they were both on the bench today. Like, we're playing Manchester derby at the Etihad, and I don't care what they've done. Well, I do care what they've done. And the manager is... All I'm saying is, when your bench is Binder, Casemiro, Eriksen, Mainu, Malacia, Lindelof, Yoro, Xerxes, Anthony, it's a bit shit when it comes to attacking options, because Eriksen's not an attacker, Casemiro's not an attacker, Malacia's not an attacker, Lindelof's not an attacker, Yoro's not an attacker. So basically, your attacking options are Xerxes and Anthony. And I completely agree with what Amorim's done. I'm not saying no, he's wrong to do it, but what I'm saying is I wish Garnacho and Rashford were both on the bench. The fact that they're not on the bench is because something has happened to piss him off. And he is sending a message. And he is sending a message in a Manchester derby. So he is basically weakening his bench to send a message to them. So whatever's happened is pretty big. Pretty big. Yeah, definitely. I think it was pretty obvious with all the news this week about the Rashford being for sale and looking into the leaks. Here's the leak, so we can put that to bed. He's got to go in January, says Sean Turner. I think in relation to leaks, I would say what I said to you last night, this morning, and 2 days ago. Man United have had leaks from the dressing room for years. Every player has friends, agents, and relatives who they speak to. Man United have had leaks long before Rashford and Garnacho, and may well have them for longer after. We've always had leaks. They're not acceptable. We've always had those. But I think what happened last night was absolutely disgusting. To have an entire team out through the Manchester Evening News on a Saturday evening before a Manchester derby is stunning. Absolutely stunning. And that journalist won't be getting that from foreign players because they can't stand him. So he'd be getting that from somebody, look, 2 + 2 is 4, I think, in that situation. because he's outed himself as speaking to certain people before in the past who have approached him moaning at him. So we know he's got those relationships. And also, who the fuck is he? You're meant to be Manchester United. You're meant to be a Man United correspondent. Does he even support Man United? I don't know if he does. But what? I would never do that. I would never put the team... And I know loads of people who get information. They would never put the entire team out the night before a Manchester derby. You can't hide behind, it's been leaked to me this, and then put it out for a few clicks. Absolute prat. Prat of the highest order to put that team out for a few clicks. Absolute prat. But, you know, it just shows you what modern journalism can be. Cretin. You wouldn't get this whatsoever in a Fergie time, says Ben. All this talk about dropping 2 players that should be dropped isn't needed. Let's focus on the game and get the 3 points. We will do, Raphael, but it is big news. And I'm not surprised neither of them are starting. I don't think anybody's surprised by that. But not being on the bench is a problem. I think Gabriel says Rashford's toxic. Leaks are obviously from him. He just walks and complains. He seems to be so toxic. We did a morning show this morning. I couldn't believe what James Ducker wrote. And I honestly said in our group chat afterwards, something's going on. When James Ducker in The Telegraph, who is a good journalist, is talking about he acts like an 18-year-old, it's in one ear and out the other, he's still got lifestyle issues, that's a change. Rashford's always been quite protected by the English journalists. That is a change. It feels like Man United have woken up. It feels like Man United is not going to be Player FC anymore, and it feels like Amorim is not going to be Player FC anymore. That doesn't mean it's over for Rashford or Garnacho. They could play on... I actually predict they both play on Thursday. They could both play on Thursday, and I think they will do. But what has finally happened is what didn't happen to Pogba or Sancho or... Well, I suppose it did happen to Sancho, but you know what I mean? For years, we never behaved like this with players. Not in games like this. We might leave them out against Leyton Orient in the Carabao Cup, but not in a Manchester derby away from home. Amorim has sent a strong message. And does it not show the enormous support that Amorim has got? And I've said this before. It's so important. We've drawn with Ipswich. We've lost to Forest. We've lost to Arsenal. And Amorim is arguably more liked. Even though he's only taken 4 points from 12 in the league, he's probably more liked. He's now dropping Rashford and Garnacho for a Manchester derby that we might get beaten in, and he will walk out of it even more liked. And this is what I meant about I didn't want short-term glow up. I want short-term blow up. You know, I want the carnage at the start, because if you walk into a room that's like, you know, virtually falling down, do you give it a lick of paint and pretend it's great? Or do you smash it up with a sledgehammer and go, we've still got to knock some more stuff down? And I think that's what Amorim's done. And I think the fans love it. He's walked in and gone, yeah, things are bad. Let's break it a little bit more so we can start properly. And that's what's happened here. We're probably jeopardising the Manchester derby because we're missing 2 players that are very, you know, potential stars of the team, even though they don't deserve to start. But Amorim will walk out of this result, no matter what, the winner. And that is just so empowering. It's so exciting. I think Guardiola set up his team to outscore United. I'm scared of that defence. I'm not sure about Bruno in midfield, says Davy. We're going to talk about the actual game in a moment. Long-term projects, we're setting standards, and I love it, says Benjamin. Look, and as I said, let's see if I'm right about this against Spurs on Thursday night. I would not be surprised if Rashford and Garnacho start and play really well. You know, sometimes a public kick up the arse to this extent. I mean, look, somebody said to me, I was getting lots of WhatsApps, somebody said to me, this is what Ten Hag and Ineos should have done after Belfast. They should have banned him for 2 weeks. You stood by him and said it was right to stick him in against Wolves, and he scored, and you were like, yeah, it's really the right thing to do. He should have been kicked out for 2 weeks after Belfast because he's still fucking about now. And I think, you know, I actually backed United on the way they did that. I didn't really care. I don't care about this match. I don't care about the season. If this will be the beginning of the cultural reset, I'm happy and ready for it, says Larry. I can't tell you the source who told me this. If they message me and say they want the shout out, I'll give it them. I am about to mention it, and hopefully they will be watching. You know who you are, because you know you told me this an hour ago. Apparently, what's coming in January is going to shock everybody. What United are looking to do in January is going to shock everybody. And that's about as far as I can say. I'd love to give you the person who's given it, because I've mentioned them before in the past and they're a really good source. But apparently, in January, things could get very, very interesting. But look, here we go. It's not. It wasn't that. That wasn't a clue that it was Romano, by the way. Here we go. Here's the crux of the matter. Let's say it how it is, right? Our Manc born and bred superstar from the youth team, biggest earner in a Manchester derby, who scored in this game last year at the Etihad, has been dropped completely. I don't need to say anything else. I've just stated fact. Listen to that again. Manc born and bred, been in since he was a kid, massive earner, scored in this game last year, Manchester derby, Manchester lad, completely left out. That is going to sting a little bit for that player. If you can't wake up from that, you can't wake up from anything. And maybe that's what Amorim and the club are doing. Like, it's like, enough is enough now. You know, we're just not getting through. And also it'd be the same for Garnacho, of course. But Garnacho's 20, you know, he's in a different situation. He's in a dangerous situation, but it's a different situation. I know we want to talk about both collectively, and let's just say both of them being left out is embarrassing. But both have different things going on. I'm talking Rashford here. I'm talking the fact that at 27 years of age, on 325k a week, Manc born and bred, missing the Manchester derby because you've been dropped. That's big. That's big. I mean, I've seen David Beckham get dropped from games by Sir Alex. You know, I've seen big players get dropped, but this is up there with the top 5 in Man United's Premier League history droppings. Just because we're not in a title race doesn't matter. It's still massive. Ericsson is a 10, says Reefer. I think it was pretty obvious with all the news. I've done that one from Sean. Hi, Mark. Can you say hi? Lila, my granddaughter, thanks, says Rock of Bolton. Hi, Lila. Lovely name. I think Garnacho has been thrown under the bus here a little because there is levels of misbehaviour and performance a player can do. Rashford has been worse in both departments, yet gets the same punishments as 4x4 podcast series. Mate, I'm not really bothered about the Garnacho situation. I mean, he's getting the biggest kick up his arse at 20 years of age. You know, it might not be grateful for it now, but if we'd have done this to Rashford at 20, where would we be? It's taken till 27 for us to do this to Rashford. Look, there might be a way back for both. There might be a way back for neither. There might be a way back for one. But for Garnacho at 20 to get this, what can he do? It's not like he can go, fuck you, Man United, I'm off to Real Madrid. Like, he's still at the start of his journey. So it's a rude awakening from Amorim for both of these players. And there can be a way back. But look, you've got to react to it. I bet Rashford wishes Ten Hag was still the manager, and I bet Ten Hag regrets ruining his career. Yeah, well, Rashford didn't even say thank you to Ten Hag, and Ten Hag never treated him like this. Club has more leaks than a bombed out battleship, just need to get rid ASAP, says Sean C. Plenty Goal just said Rashford can leave in January. Plenty Goal. Tomo, your team is going to win. Our midfield is struggling, so City all the way. You have the world-class Bruno and Ahira Garte is like a young Casemiro. Hopefully we can make it and at least somewhat competitive today. Absolutely back our manager decision to drop Marcus and Garnacho, says Chiri. We should back him no matter what. I think the manager has everybody's backing. I'd be stunned if he doesn't. We all know Mark is a briefs kind of fella, says Rory. Garnacho and Rashford are used to being the big players in the team, and that mentality needs to stop. Look, honestly, do you look at that team and go, it misses Rashford or Garnacho? As I say, I like both players, and I really do think Garnacho's got a lot of potential, but I actually like that team. I do. I like that team. I mean, maybe Maguire for Euro if he was ready, but I like that team. Bruno is a risk. Bruno is a risk. I'd like to see Mainu in there, but I also wouldn't want Bruno where Mount and Ahmad are. So, look, yeah. My only fear is that if we lose tonight, the British media will pile on Amorim. Moyed, let them fucking come. Let them come. Let the media come for Amorim. Let's see what happens. Because I tell you what, when you talk about the media, who was it who leaked the entire Man United team last night? Because it wasn't the United Stand. It wasn't some account on Twitter. It was the media. Don't remember. Let's not forget who the enemy of Man United is. Because I don't fucking think any Man United fan would leak the entire Man United team the night before. So, fuck them. Amorim said it's all about the team. He's backing his words with his actions, says Patrick. We've never had this before. Not since Sir Alex have we had a manager that doesn't give a shit about Player FC. Amorim putting his foot down. We trust him, says Ben. Prediction, says Logan. Mate, you know what? do you not feel galvanized? Do you not feel determined? Do you not feel like, have it, have it? I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm certainly behind these players and this team. I'm like, fucking go out there. And look, if we're being honest, and I'm sure people will say this about Garnacho as well, I would have been worried today if Rashford was coming off the bench with 20 minutes to go based on how he played on Thursday. The fact that that's not there as an option makes me think that, you know, maybe look, what I'm trying to say is that we need a sacrificial lamb to kick that dressing room up the arse. If you're a United player in that dressing room and you're looking around and you don't see Garnacho and Rashford and you know they're fit, you're thinking, fucking hell, this guy don't mess about. This guy, you know, we better do something. Red Army says, Rashford attitude and effort is a total disgrace. You must be ecstatic that Maguire's playing, mate. Seb's very excited as well. Paolo says, Rashford and Garnacho not in the team because they are the leaks. Mate, I find the leak story a little bit boring, you know, because we've had leaks for years. And, you know, a couple of players that are starting 2 hours before the team news comes out, whilst it can be frustrating, it's not the same as what we had last night. I mean, that's the entire team out on a Saturday night given to bloody Manchester Evening News. That's not coming from... I don't think that's coming from... Look, it'll be English, but I'm not even convinced that's coming from... I mean, nobody likes that journalist. Nobody likes him. Even the people in the industry don't like him. So I don't... To me... that feels like a PR hit. That feels to me like an agency thing. That feels to me, because it's the Manchester Evening News and he's the chief correspondent, that feels to me like an agency has got in contact with him and said, this is the team. That doesn't feel to me like a player. I don't think a player's got in his WhatsApps and gone, this is the team. That feels to me like a very targeted agency leak to the Manchester Evening News. And I've got a few ideas who might have an agency sort of theme to it, but I'd be completely speculating. But that was not a player leak. You never get the entire team. You just don't. This lineup is bad. Mount isn't good, says Stuart Walker. Bruno in the pivot. Why is Maguire still here, says Stuart Walker. Made of Sounds has just gifted 10 memberships. You're a legend. And Mike JBA has just gifted a membership as well. Let's talk about the team. We've got nearly 50,000 watching before the game is even started here. I think this is going to be a big one. I think I'm going to need to stand up. Can I just shout out, please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We are on the road to 2 million. And we're trying to get to 986 tonight. So make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Remember, we've got the watch-along coming up in 9 minutes. After that, we've got my match reaction, where you can do your player ratings, mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. It's interactive, and it amalgamates all your scores together to come out with an average of thousands of you. We're then back in Manchester with Ricky and Beth and them before the fan forum. And obviously we'll be back tomorrow at 10 o'clock with the news. I think it's going to be a very interesting week around Man United ahead of the Spurs game as well. Post and after this game, I think which is the same thing. I think there's a lot to come out. Because I tell you what, and I say this just from a Man United perspective, forget the player and their agencies. We're going to have to spin a massive positive this week. Even if you're looking to sell both players, you've got to spin a positive. So get ready for a very interesting week around Manchester United is all I'm going to say. But we need to focus on this game. Let's talk about the team. So, yes. Well, somebody just said there what your thoughts on Maguire starting. I expected it. I said it in the preview. That's why when I saw the leaked team last night, I thought, oh, you know what? I reckon it's right. Because I said it in the preview. I was very surprised that Harry Maguire didn't start in a reserved-ish team and didn't play a minute. So I thought he must be being kept back for the City game. So, I mean, I don't have a massive problem with it. I think we're probably going to play quite deep. He gives a bit of height, a bit of physicality. Martinez has been struggling with that a little bit recently. So I think Maguire, De Ligt and Martinez, I can see vulnerabilities around pace, but especially when you've only got one midfielder, because I don't see Bruno as a defensive shield. So I do worry about manoeuvrability and picking up the runners. Dalot's a concern. he's been a concern for a while. Mazraoui's obviously steady. I like Agate. Bruno, there'll be a lot of focus on him. The front three, I like it. I actually like it. I mean, there's not a lot of pace there. I mean, I'm not saying that Mount and Ahmad and Rasmus are slow, but it's more technical ability there. So, look, this could go terribly wrong, but it could actually go right. I mean, I haven't even looked at the Man City side yet. I mean, I feel, right, okay, so we've got Edison. Let's get it on the screen for you. Where are we? Where are you? There we go. Let's pause that. So, yeah, you've got Edison, Walker, Diaz, Vardiel, Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, De Bruyne. I mean, he's gone very attacking. I mean, he's not playing many defenders there, is he? Kyle Walker. I mean, but this pisses me off a little bit. And I blame Manchester Evening News for this and that journalist for this, because I don't think that was his team until he saw our team. I see our team and I know we're playing defensive. You've got Maguire, you've got De Ligt, you've got Martinez, you've got two full-backs on the wide. We're going to play deep and defensive. Look at that Man City side now. He's playing three defenders and swamped his attack. I don't think he was playing that team until he saw our team. So can we just remember this moment? If we get fucking beaten today, I'm pinning it on the Manchester Evening News for leaking that team, because I don't think Pep picks that team. I've never seen him pick a team like this. I don't think he plays three defenders and a front five against us unless he knows we're picking that team. So it's a very, very attacking Man City side, and I've not seen this before. So, you know, what if we'd played Ahmad on the right and Delo on the left, and we'd gone with Mazraoui instead of Maguire? That's more attacking. I don't think he'd have played three at the back. So I think we've got, you know, you've got to acknowledge that. But they're going to attack us. I mean, I think there's going to be goals in this game, isn't there? I think it'd be very interesting to see what we do with possession. Yeah, I mean, the big quote from Amorim in relation to Garnacho and Rashford, which I missed, was, "I pay attention to everything. I make my evaluation and then I decide." And take what you need and be on your way with that. But I think what it really does show is that he listens, he focuses, he sees, and he makes decisions. And I've got to be honest, I'm very surprised. Look, I don't know what's gone on, but I think that I think that based on the performance, I mean, I don't think Garnacho did bad when he came on. I think Garnacho's been dealt with for something else. I don't think they've been dealt with for the same thing, and I think it's unfair to throw them both into the same camp. I think Rashford's been dealt with because he was absolutely appalling on Thursday, and obviously we've heard all this other stuff coming out as well. I think Garnacho's probably been dealt with for, I don't think it was performance related on Thursday. I think it's maybe other reasons. I don't know, but it's how they're going to react to that. And we say it's how the players react to it. It's how the club react to it. It could be the end for both. It might just be a warning to both. So I'm very interested. But look, we've got a massive game coming up here. That's what we definitely must and will focus on. So get ready. Kyle Walker, hopefully he has another shit game. I think he's vulnerable. I really do. But they're going attacking. They're going attacking. Okay, let me catch up on some of your comments here. I've just realised I haven't. Kevin Jonathan, welcome to the Members Club. You're an absolute legend. Please do share the video if you have already subscribed, because we want to get as many new people in as possible. So they subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We can go for 2 million. That's what we're doing. I think Garnacho is someone who could be influenced by Rashford, so them both getting punished can encourage Garnacho to realise his potential, says LMP. Eric Ballard, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much for getting your badge in. Slabhead will clap Haaland's cheeks and score, says Paul. Mark, City are old and slow. Why couldn't you start at least Garnacho or Rashford? Got to give it a different option. Isn't Rashford good at the Etihad, says Owen. I mean, look, there will be people who share Owen's opinion. Owen, honestly, I don't disagree with you. I think that I would love both of those players to be on our bench. Absolutely love both of those players to be on our bench. But can we just remember what we've been moaning about for years? We want Manchester United to stop being dictated to by inconsistent players. And we've got a manager in one of the biggest games of our season dropping two of our better players because he's not happy with them. Sir Alex Ferguson, some of you won't be old enough to remember this or even know about it. Sir Alex Ferguson used to do this at least 2 times a season. You'd go into a game and somebody would be dropped. Could be Scholes, could be Beckham, could be Neville, could be Van Nistelrooy. He would drop a player and you'd go, what the f is going on? But it would be because something had happened that he wasn't happy with. And this is just foreign to everybody because we've not behaved like this. We've been a football club for the last 10 years that bends over and wipes the arse of our players. Player FC. And that's created this inconsistent shit environment. We've now got a manager that many people said will come in and make big decisions. He's now made big decisions and people are going, I'm shocked. But remember Pedro, who was the Sporting fan who gave us a big list of things. He said he'll do this and then he'll start being really harsh. And this is exactly what has happened. Well, should we get Kuna if Wolves get relegated? Says John. I'd take Kuna. Can you call my friend Bruno a prat? Says Kenny. Let's go Man United, says Ricardo. I think that's good. Okay. I fancy us today because of the team and Mount, says Mushy. I'm really surprised no one has asked Amorim what he's doing about the team leaks. Can United stand ask him in the next press conference, says MZR. Look, ask a direct question. I'll give you a direct answer. I know for a fact that Man United have... I wouldn't say they've dealt with it, because how do you stop leaks when you've got a squad of 30 players and they've got multiple people they can talk to and you'd never know? So I'm not saying that the leaks are going to stop, but Man United this week have taken action in relation to speaking to numerous players, in fact all players, about these sort of things. So I don't think it will necessarily stop it, because how do you stop it? But it's certainly something Man United have done this week. Finally, someone has had the guts to drop Rashford, says Marcus. I hope fans still back managers' decisions if we lose, says Art. Mate, if we lose 5-0, I'm still behind this manager. What the bloody hell is going on at United? If you get battered today, what will happen in the coming weeks? Who will take Rashford's wages, says NAU. Will Rashford and Garnacho react like Sancho did, says David? No. Please stand up, says Forever MUFC. Would you take Robinson from Fulham? Yes, I would. Mark, it could be Rashford's agency leaking, says Alex. Amorim is boss, simple. It's about setting standards, says Nasha. Stuff the media, let's go to war with them. Back our manager all the way. United stand, lots of love from Melbourne, says Alex. Win or lose, it's a win for the fans because of Rashford and Garnacho's punishment. Yeah, and remember, both these players could be back. You know, it's the message. It doesn't need to be forever. We'll have to wait and see whether it is or not. Right, I'm definitely standing up for this. Ain't nobody gonna stop me. It's too big. It's too big. Let's go. Make sure you subscribe, everyone. Bottom right-hand corner. We're ready to go here. Manchester United against Manchester City. I think surprises in January are that we're getting signings and good signings, says Rahil, considering past January windows. Well, let's see how this game starts. As I said, this Man City side is ridiculously attacking. I don't think they would have been as attacking if they hadn't seen the team news last night. I think the Manchester Evening News have got a lot to answer for, but that answer will be after the game, not now, because we're up and running. But Man City are ridiculously attacking. I've never seen anything like this. But there we go. Good running by Ahmad straight away. Rasmus, Ahmad, Mount. It was Rasmus, Mount and Garnacho, wasn't it, who played against Arsenal, and it worked quite well. Let's just hope we don't pick up any bloody injuries. I'm just thinking about that. I mean, the attacking options from the bench, Ericsson, Xerxes and Anthony. Evening, Mark. You seem full of glee today, says Dimitri. Look, to me, it could have been Bruno and Martinez. It would never have been Bruno and Martinez, but what my point is, it's Garnacho and Rashford. I don't care who the players are. I just wanted Manchester United to appoint a manager and back him to send that sacrificial lamb message, and we've had it. And in the short term, it might cost us games, but in the long term, I think it will set us on a standard that Arteta did at Arsenal, that Klopp did at Liverpool. Marcus and Garnacho could have been dropped because of their lack of defensive actions against a team like City, says Wackass. Do you agree we need McTominay for this game, says Goldio? I'm just going to ignore that. I don't see what the point of that comment even is. Imagine leaking a team and getting dropped. I'd sack my agency, says Nick P. I think, Nick, in relation to that, I think the team has been leaked after you've been dropped. I don't think you'd leak the team before. I don't even know how that would work. Why would you leak? You'd have to know the team and know you've been dropped before you leak it. Gifted membership, Mike JBA. Thank you very much. Can you hold my hand? I'm nervous, says Ryan. You'll be fine. I actually feel quite invigorated and excited. Evening, Mark. You seem full of glee. You've done that one. Please say... I can't say that, because I don't know what it means. What are your thoughts on Man City's starting lineup age? A lot older than ours. Is it an advantage? Says Gustavo. What's one thing you don't understand about America? Says Ben. What do we think Carl Walker... Who do we think Carl Walker slept with last night? Says Ella. Come on, silly stuff now. Michael Brusso's gifted a membership. We put this festival on you bastards, says Ladman. Yeah, if anyone's seen my Instagram story. Mate, look, I don't want to be ageist, but... I saw two lads in their 20s on Sky yesterday dissecting Roy Keane's game, telling everybody that Rodri's better. Do the maths. Roy Keane was in his prime in 99, 25 years ago. How can somebody in their 20s, who was either their mum's chuff or having their arse wiped, dissect a player's game that they never fucking saw? And that's mainstream media for you. And don't come at me and say, well, they might have watched it on YouTube. I would never talk to you about Socrates or Platini or Brian Robson, who were playing football still, but I was in a fucking nappy. I can't talk. You've got to watch football at the time to understand it. You can't fucking watch it on YouTube clips. And nobody's watching 30 Roy Keane games or 300 Roy Keane games on fucking YouTube for 90 minutes. You got to respect the likes of Ricky. You know, when Ricky talks about Brian Robson, he'll have fucking watched him week in, week out. Like, there's not a lot of good things that come with age. Bad back, you know, you lose your teeth, your eyesight gets worse. But one of the things you can do is you can say, I actually watched that player week in, week out and can compare him to the modern day player. It's one of the perks of getting older, and there aren't many. Is this game bigger for us than them, says Goldio? No, I think it's bigger for Man City because they could still, you know, with Liverpool dropping a couple of points, they can still get back into it. But this is all Man City here at the moment, as we predicted. Burnt's gifted 5 memberships. That's a foul on the back post. Mate, why is that not a fucking foul on Martinez? He literally shoves him in the back, you bold twat! How can you... Why are we getting a bloody corner here? Watch what Haaland does to Martinez. Watch. He pushes him in the back. It gives a fucking corner. Taylor's the referee. That's the reference. Mark, it means happy birthday to my son. He's 18 tomorrow, says Art. Give me... What was the name? What was the name? I'll do it. Happy birthday to R's son. If Amorim feels he has to discipline the 20-year-old boy wonder, I fully support him. Says Ron, how much would you pay to renew Ahmed's contract? We will do that, guy. We will do that. Should Arsenal sack Arteta? Not welcome in here. Not Arsenal chat, thanks. Loving the dropping. Remember, Sir Alex Ferguson made Nani disappear for 3 weeks because of a wrong pass, says Joseph. Ewan, happy birthday to Ewan tomorrow from R. Happy birthday, mate. Yeah, so Man City with all the possession here. Very attacking lineup. I do wonder. Look. We spent a lot of time talking about, you know, this, that, and the other in relation to players that aren't here. But that's a lovely ball by De Ligt. Here we go. Bit of a break. Delo should have gone at Kyle Walker there. Cross is not good enough, and Edison gets hold of it. He hesitated there. He should have gone at Walker with the momentum. But the interesting thing, I think, is that because Man City are very attacking, it puts more focus on Bruno Fernandes. And I completely agree with Ahmad and Mount and where they're playing. But to do that, you've got to put Bruno in the midfield because you can't drop Bruno. As we've seen before, his captaincy, you know, may come under question, but there are no other leaders in that team. The problem with that is Bruno picking up the runners. This is good. Good. De Ligt's had a great start, you know. What a start by De Ligt. Aggressive, good passes. Right, here's Ahmad. He's got Mazraoui going forward. I mean, it might just be me and my amazing football IQ, but De Ligt, to me, has stood out massively. He played that lovely pass into Delo. He's just stepped into the midfield and won the ball back. Loving it. Tom says, I love your Micro Dot Oasis art. It's class, says Tom. Love that. Mad Dog loves the sweater. Unfortunately, you can't get these anymore. You can order our Christmas jumpers, but you can't get the knitted one anymore. So I'm just wearing it because it's Christmas. Thank you very much, Mad Dog. Yeah, he's had a good start, De Ligt. I think De Ligt, somebody just said De Ligt. Sirotkin just says De Ligt's the new Vidic. He does have that Vidic sort of thing about him. Playing on. Ref says play on. Mark, you need a bigger tree. I do when I'm stood up, I do. But to be fair, I just, you know, standing up, you just need, just need to calm the game down a little bit here. We need to get this stats carousel rolling around. Don't forget, in the link in the video description, we've got the Boohoo Man sponsorship today. You can get 10% off with the code Goldbridge. Boohoo Man delivers close to your door. And they've got lots of discounts on their website anyway, but you can get an additional 10% with the code Goldbridge. Check that out if you're looking for last minute. Well, it's not even last minute, is it? If you're looking for Christmas presents for yourself or others, check it out with Boohoo Man. We've got a bit of trivia for you at half time, actually, from Boohoo Man. So get ready for that. But big shout out to them. 10% off, links in the description, or scan the QR code as it goes round. Rasmus with a good bit of hold-up play again. He's been doing this a lot better recently, and there it was. Amorim spoke about it himself. Good, strong hold-up play by Rasmus there. But Man City, they know how to play through the press. Hi, Mark. Hoping United get the job done today, says Rub. Yeah, it'd be good for Chelsea, wouldn't it? Who I think will beat Brentford later. Cheers for everything you do, Mark. Mount to score, says Jake. Thank you. 50,000 legends in the chat, by the way. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Be part of the United Stand family. We've had some cracking shows the last few days. I mean, even this morning talking about... well, we were talking about the league, weren't we, actually? I had a job interview today, and I hope I get it, says Bailey. Who has a job interview on a Sunday? McDonald's could be, yeah. Thanks. Well, good luck with it, Bailey. Commentators keep raving about how good Mount was on Thursday for half an hour. Am I missing something? He didn't stand out as doing anything. British bias, Goldio. I thought he was all right. I genuinely did think he was all right against when he came on, but Rasmus scored 2 fucking goals, mate. Delo, absolute shite cross. Come on, mate. You're clearly part of Amorim's plan. Show him what it's all about. It was a good ball by Bruno to get it wide. Merry Christmas, Mark and Cruz, says David. Yeah, well, come on, let's get a result. I'll tell you what, I could not sit down for this game. I absolutely could not sit down for this game. Maguire, heavy first touch, but good tackle. I thought the ref was going to go back for a foul there. Fair play. Yeah, so Maguire's playing as the centre-back in the 3. De Ligt to the right. Martinez. I mean, De Ligt, again, has just whacked a lovely ball out to Delo. Good bit of possession from United here. I mean, 32% possession's not great for us, but we need to get that up a little bit. But if we can keep it around 40, I'd be quite happy. Oh, cheers, mate. Yeah. Oh, lovely. Maguire's just made a good tackle. Go on then, Ahmad. Go on then, Ahmad. Oh, why did he not cross it? Offside. Good game so far. Hopefully we can at least get a draw. Big statement from Amorim today. Let the reconstruction begin, says Ianot. Is Rashford the next Dele Alli, says Steve. Come on, show some fucking respect. Rashford's had a much better career than Dele Alli. Bogey says, Mark still rocking 50k. How does he do it? Because of you. It's not Bounty, it's the Coconut Quality Street. Well, I'll tell you what. My opinion is, from this first 11 minutes, very equal game. Don't see the injury. Oh, fuck off! Mate, you're a waste of time! You're a fucking waste of time! No, I'm telling... What have we done with this lad? He's broken. He's absolutely broken. What? I can't believe it. Mate, I said this. He's Luke Shaw in the midfield. You've got to get rid of the kid. Absolute waste of time. On a human level, sorry. Really feel sorry for him. But this is a fucking joke. It's an absolute fucking joke. Nah, he's made of glass. I'm sorry. I feel bad for him because no one wants to be injured, but how many times has he been injured since we bought him? 7, 8 times? Fucking waster. Waste of time. Absolute waste of time. There's going to be 1 or 2 people out there saying this is why we should have had Rashford in the team. Absolute joke. Ben Jones says he's got to go. Mate, I don't think he's stayed fit for 2 games, has he? In 18 months? Mainu's on. Bruno goes into the attack. I mean, to be honest, it might, dare I say it, we might actually be okay with this. Bruno goes more attacking. Mainu goes next to Agate. It might actually work out. People will be saying you're being a bit harsh. Mate, if you've been part of this conversation for the last 18 months, it's basically last chance saloon for Mount, and he's blown it. Like, you just can't, it's literally relentless injuries. I mean, he's been injured twice this season already, missed most of last season. It's injury after injury. What I was told about Mason Mount, I've said it before, I was told that Mason Mount had, I can't remember, it was a pelvic injury. He had an injury that a few years ago could have been a career threatener, but they manage it, but the fear is it's always going to cause other injuries, and it seems to be that that's the case. And this is the other side of United, you know, there's the indiscipline, the inconsistent players, and then there's the injury, you know, the Luke Shaws, the Mason Mounts, they're not a problem in relation to necessarily inconsistent players, but their injury records mean they've got to go as well. They're just a waste of time. So when Mason Mount comes back, how long before he gets injured again? Gary Neville says, show some respect for Mount, Mark. He's done more in his career than Rashford. Yeah, in a blue shirt, mate. He's done fucking nothing in a red shirt. Do you think the medical staff need looking at, says Mr. Wilding? No, to be honest with you, I don't know how... This is the question from Marvel. I don't know how he passed the medical. Don't know how he passed the medical at Man United. Why? You know, this is a kid that we've given the number 7 shirt to, and he's never been fucking fit. It's just a shit signing. Mount is the worst signing in United's history, and number 7, what a disgrace, is Marlowe. Yeah, I just want to make it very clear. No one's blaming Mount. He's not doing it on purpose. You can see he's upset, but we're not a charity. We need players that can actually play. He's never fit, so he's got to go. Ahmad's had a good start. Let's just hope we can keep the tempo going here. Well in Delit. Yeah, good play again. Mark, keep up the good work. Do you think we can win and keep Haaland and City humble, says Shaunak? Well, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, look, if you look at it, he's had to drop Garnacho and Rashford, and then Mount's got injured in the first 10 minutes. So it's not easy for Amorim, is it? Tumbleweed says it's a shame for Mount, but I agree with you. Oh, on a personal level, it's a shame for Mount. It's a shame for sure. But as a Man United fan, I'm like, give me somebody who's fit and get rid of these players. Like, we can't be a charity. We're 13th in the league. We can't carry. If we were top of the league, you might go, we can carry him. But we can't carry these sort of players anymore. 250 grand a week. Never plays. I mean, £55 million is what we paid for him. How much? £1 million a month in wages? He's not been fit for probably 12 of those. So that's another 12 million. Well done, Delit, again. Something for you to do at half-time. Which players of our squad would have survived Sir Alex, says Waleed. We give you a healthy boy. Thanks for Sancho, though, says Umar. Show some respect, done that one. Do you think medical staff done that one? Nice ball into Foden. Cross. Maguire gets it away. Come on, second ball. I hate to say it. I was really excited for Mount with his pressing under Ruben, says Ivan. Can't play 12 minutes. You know what it is with Mount? He plays quite an intense style of football, but his body can't deal with it. HC says, I remember when they used to drop players under Sir Alex, they had some sympathy. Today, no one gets sympathy whatsoever. Shows how much we've changed. Yeah, because they're not good. Zach says, I think Ahmad's becoming a bit greedy. I would honestly want to see Mainu as a 10, says Casper. I actually like this lineup better. Have wanted to see Mainu and Agate start to develop some chemistry, says Alex. Happy Christmas, says Bounty Hunter. The only thing Mount is mouthing is the physio's chair. Time to sell. Love Amorim. Finally a manager with balls. Thank you very much, mate. Ollie says, it was me that gave you Mount info ages ago. Front pelvic problem. Used to be a career ending, but not these days, but does cause other injuries. There you go, Ollie. Shout out. Shout out. Feel bad for Mount, but when we bought him, aren't you supposed to check these injury problems? I say get Gibbs White, says Callum. And it's time for Mount to have some dignity and step back, says Jack. We can build a team with his name, even in the reserves. Sad all the same. Embarrassing to the shirt, says Grant. Diego says Shaw's 10 times worse. Oh, yeah, don't forget Luke Shaw. Better use of possession than against Arsenal. More intent and feels better. Glad to see improvement, says Robinson Crusoe. And there's no way on earth that Mount stays beyond this season had he been playing for someone else, says Mr. Miyagi. Older fans remember Hargreaves, says D. Budge. And the lack of due diligence with Mount is a disgrace, says Sean. Well, it's a big opportunity for Mainu. I feel like Man City, since the Mount... Good interception by Maguire. I do feel like since the Mount substitution, though, we've lost a little bit of something in the last 5 minutes. I mean, obviously that might be just readjustment, but we need to get that back quick. Nice ball by Mazraoui. That's a good ball into Martinez. I tell you what, Bruno so far, distribution-wise, very good. And Rasmus there, holding it up. Lovely. Good. This is intelligent from Man United, the way they've used the ball there. Give the number 7 shirt to Ahmad, says Fred. Who's going to buy him? He's on 250k a week, says Leon. Full-time Neville says it must be another head injury because it's all in his head. X-ray those legs, says Alexandru. I think we bet be lucky to get 10 or 15 million for Mount. Look, you can't get anything for players that are injury prone. Alex says he likes this lineup better. 60,000 watching. Thanks, everyone. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Bottom right-hand corner. Get involved with the United Stand. Live every night at 8 o'clock, every morning at 10. Here's Doku into the box for Man City. Defensively, we've been set up quite well so far, but that's a decent cross. And Haaland attaching himself to Martinez, I do not like. Foden shot. Wide. Ollie says Mount has got inflammation of the pubic symphysis, joint and surrounding muscles. Well, look, we're watching a Man City game, but where we are at this moment in time, and things can change, Rashford needs to go, Shaw needs to go, Mount needs to go. All for very different reasons, but those 3 players saves you nearly, what, 700k a week in wages. 80 grand a minute he cost us, Hulls says about Mount. Waste of a sub, says Arch. Right, here's Ahmad. Come on. Where's he going to go? Wide right, wide right. Nah. I think he should have gone Mazraoui there. Vitor says Mainu needs to warm the engine. He's looking a bit slow. Jono says, what do you think about the referee so far? He's not booked anybody in the first 20 minutes. In a derby, for me, you have to referee a game differently. Look, the less we talk about the ref, the better. That should have been a foul. That was a high foot by Foden. Oh, Bruno could have took that down. Here's Foden again. Corner. Huge Lad says, I'd donate my legs to Mount. Just love this club. You know, also, I just saw someone in the chat say it there, and it's very hard to say it's the case in Mount's case, but I also think that the modern footballer, it's a fair point. I just don't believe they always need to go off. I don't. I think that... I think players go off with injuries now that you probably didn't used to go off with. Mazraoui looks tired today. Not bad by any means, but not as switched on as normal, says Luke. Oh, yeah, and remember as well, you've got... Rasmus needs to be careful there. You can't be doing that. Yeah, you got to be a bit careful doing that. You can do it in an Arsenal shirt, but you can't do it in a Man United shirt. I mean, Anthony Taylor was looking right at it. Love the sweater, Mark. Great quality, says Private. Thank you, mate. Yeah, remember we played on Thursday night as well. So that could be an issue. But I'd be reasonably happy if I was United here. I mean, it's not many times you go to the Etihad and can express yourself. And when I say express yourself, you know, get on the ball, feel a bit confident. Mario Rossi says the common denominator for those who need to go is they're all English. Well, Casemiro's not English, is he? To be fair, come on. Ahmad's decision-making has been a bit questionable. That's a lovely ball by Mainu to Delo. We do like that switcher, don't we? We've always liked it. Cyber Spider, every time Mount has returned, it's been for a cameo, get a start, but then gets back on the bench. I'm sure he's not started twice in a row for us. Cyber Spider, I said about Mason Mount at the start of the season, he's got to stay fit till Christmas. He got injured straight away, came back, got injured again, came back and is injured. He's had 3 injuries since the start of the season. 3. Good night, forget it. Lovely ball into Ahmad. Take it! Oh, for fuck's sake! If he's onside, he's got to score. He's got to score. Is he on? Is he off? He's miles off. He's miles off, thank God. Whew. Yeah, he's off. Thank God for that. It's weird that, isn't it? How you go, if he's offside, it's fine. But, yeah. I mean, if he'd scored it and he was off, it's annoying. So I'd rather he missed. Do you think Shaw, Lindelof and Mount have started an Injuries Forever club with a Treehouse Lemonade and printed T-shirts? Exclusive members only, says Goldio. Mike JBA has gifted a membership again. You're a legend, mate. Thank you. And Mazraoui seems a bit more uncomfortable. Keep an eye on him, says Beagle. Gokul says, the sad part of our squad is we can only debate, lovely interception by Agate. We can only debate who is worse. Hope Amorim gets backing in the transfer window. We buy mature talent and mature egos. Mally says, I'd love to see Marcus Rashford up against the struggling Kyle Walker. Yeah, but in reality, you just see a struggling Marcus Rashford against a struggling Kyle Walker. I think we'd all love to see prime Rashford, but that's the problem, isn't it? I announced I was going to be a father to you all before my own family. Now my wife is officially 6 months with my son, and his name will be Beckham, says that kid Vic. Congratulations, mate. Constantine says, we can get at City's defence, let's go. Mark Holder says, 5 Cantonas. It is that time of year. Simon says, I'm excited, but I'm sure all City fans are too. They all know the best way to kickstart their floundering season is a game against United. Thanks, Simon. Thanks for your super chat. Lots of people saying congratulations to that kid Vic, which is nice. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, please do subscribe. We're trying to get to 986,000 tonight, this evening, this afternoon, this morning, wherever you are. On the road to 2 million. Get involved with the United Stand, the biggest and best football community. Get involved. We're live every single day, and we're on the road to 986,000. We're only about 50 away, apparently, so please do subscribe. Get involved. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. And if you have subscribed, share the video on your socials, and let's welcome some newbies. Number 7 is a disgrace. No, look, ruthless, get rid of him. Obviously, need to get rid of him. On a personal level, obviously, he's going to be devastated, but we can't be a charity. We've got too much. You can be a charity when it's one case. You can't be a charity when it's like 10, 11, 12 players, and that's the problem, you know. You could keep Casemiro if you were top of the league on 350k a week. Lovely run. Good tackle, Bruno. William says, I just noticed Mainu is starting to turn quick when receiving the ball, just how Amorim showed him during training. I think some of the things that we're seeing from, obviously we've documented Rasmus and how he very rarely gives the ball away now when it goes into his feet. Whereas under Ten Hag, he would give the ball away, it would bounce off him. I've noticed 3 times in this game already, he's held the ball up really well and given it to a red shirt. That's retention of possession. I do, you know what? I know where's a City shirt, but I do like Haaland. Come on, United. I love it if we can beat City, says Matty. Sean says, I don't want to tempt fate, but I like Maguire in a back 3. He complements the other 2 nicely. Maguire's whole career is built on a back 3 when you think about it. You know, his whole England blow-up was in a 3, wasn't it? I think you'd be more happy with United start here than you would be with Man City's. We're away from home, half an hour. We've done reasonably well. They're at home. They've created absolutely nothing. They're on a bad run of form. And when you're the away team, you do want to... I mean, if we could score first, this crowd would be silenced. 60 yesterday. Was 60 yesterday. City for 50 years. Sack Pep, says Jackie. United are on the road better than Arsenal home to Everton, says Steve Hansen. Niki says, I bet Mason Mount doesn't get the stick Tony Marshall did. Good point. British bias. What crowd, says Ibrahim. Are City back, says Matthew. Go on, Agate, get after him. I mean, dare I say it, we're quite comfortable at the moment. Now, people are going to say, what you're doing? But, you know, I can't control what's going to come in the next few minutes, but I can control what's happened in the last half an hour because we've seen it and it's confined to history. And I think 42% possession against Man City, I want us to be around 40% possession. And if we are, I think we're doing well. So I think we're doing well. Been very happy with Bruno, been very happy with De Ligt. They've been the 2 players that have really stood out for me so far. Not that anybody else is playing badly. I just think that they've stood out really, really well so far. Here's Doku. Watch the overlap. Not the actual overlap with Gary Neville, I meant De Bruyne. Good tackle, Agate. You're on my Christmas list. Here's Ahmad. He's got to go direct. Needs a bit of help. Needs a bit of help. We've probably blown this now. Yeah, it's a bad pass, but Agate... What an interception by Agate that was, by the way. Absolutely fantastic. Martinez. Mainu. Should have had a free kick there, mate. Fuck off, Taylor. Should have had a free kick. Yeah, really good interception, though. From Agate to get that going. Give us your thoughts. Reminds me a little bit of Sporting at home to Man City a few weeks ago, where defensively we've looked very well organised, and then you're looking to just break away quickly and efficiently. Stephen says, I hope we don't have a first half where our decent then fall off in the second half like what happened against Arsenal. Question is, would we be playing this well if Rashford was starting, says Red? Mate, I don't think anybody, whatever you think about Rashford or Garnacho, I don't think we'd be better with either of them playing in this game. I don't think that's the argument. I think the argument is why they're not on the bench and what have they done. I don't think... I mean, I said it the other night about Rashford. We're better without Rashford. And therefore, you've got to say that we're better without Garnacho. Now, can they be part of that future? Well, they can decide that. But there's no way that they're being dropped and Amorim is weakening his team. They should be on the bench. Of course they should. But I wouldn't have them in the team. This is a rubbish watch, says Connor. Well, that's because you're a neutral, isn't it? You're not engaged. Hey, did you see Palace beat bloody Brighton? What's going on in this Premier League? I don't know. What's caused Pep to fall off this season, says Hull? Because they're a one-man team. Yeah, I've been very happy with Bruno, very happy with De Ligt, and very happy with Agate. They're my three standout players so far. But everyone else is playing well. I think this is one of Bruno's best games. Nice ball into Mainu, heavy first touch. Ahmad didn't get hold of it. I don't feel like Ahmad and Mazraoui are having a bad game, but I feel they've got gears. Look at that from De Ligt. It's not going to make it. It's all right. We'll win the second ball. Oh, got to win the second ball. Well done, Delot. Will Rashford play again this year, says Scorp? I think they'll both start on Thursday night. I think that probably was a foul, Bruno, to be fair. Let's have a look. Yeah, it is a foul. He clips him on the way through. Good to see a bit of a reaction, though. Watch out. Foden's about. Into Doku. Up against Mazraoui. Corner. Good play. By Mazraoui, not by Doku. You can kiss it, brother. Will Rashford play again this year? B123, thank you. Interesting statistic. Only Sir Alex Ferguson has won the first Manchester derby out of all the managers for United in the Premier League era. Merry Christmas, says Finster. We have a couple of bad results and it's a disaster time, yet nobody's putting pressure on City's checkbook manager. Proves United are still a bigger club, says Steve Howard. Thank you very much, Steve. Thanks for your super chat. Appreciate it. De Bruyne with the corner. John says, being ruthless, maybe bring the best out of the team. Look, if I was managing this Man United side, then I would, Rasmus, just be fucking careful here. You're not even looking at the ball. If I was, fuck off. Literally go fuck yourself. Absolutely cretin shithouse. Vardiel. What did I say in the preview about bloody Vardiel? Jammy bastard. He should be sponsored like by fucking Jam. Absolute jammy twat. Cross comes in, deflects right onto his fucking head. There's nothing good about that. It's just complete and utter jam. fuck off. Oh, I just can't stand them. I can't stand them. I'll love any... In fact, no, offside? No, absolutely not. Look at that. The cross is a joke. It's an absolute joke. It's not even a good cross. It spins up from a deflection. Spins up off Ahmad. I mean... Yeah, Nana's not saving that. I mean, he probably could have jumped for it. Why is Nana not jumping for that? At least jump for it. Fucking hell. I don't know. It's just a jammy goal. Jammy bastards. Absolute jammy bastards. Oh, there's a player gone down here. Come on, lads! Come on! Let's have it! It's a Manchester derby! Do you want some? Do you fucking want some? I don't know what's gone on, but we're in it! We're in it! We're Andy! What's gone on? If it's Kyle Walker on the floor... Yeah. God knows what's gone on. No idea. Don't know. Can't comment because could make yourself look an idiot. But I think Kyle Walker's a diver. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Kyle Walker shoves. No. Diving cheats. Diving cheat. Look at... Kyle Walker should be sent off for that. You absolute twat. I wouldn't give you a job on Hollyoaks. It's diving. He should be sent off for that. That's simulation to get somebody sent off. Don't you go giving them both a yellow card, you bold twat. That should be sending off. He's tried to get him sent off by diving on the floor. You should send him off. You can't give them both a yellow. Shut up! You can't give them both a yellow, you prat! How are you giving them both a yellow? How can you give them both a yellow? They both put their heads on each other and then he dives to get him sent off. He should be fucking sent off. Cheating twat. How is Rasmus getting the same as Kyle Walker when Kyle Walker tries to fucking dive? Absolute wanker of a ref. Knobhead. How are you giving the same punishment when a fellow professional has simulated a dive to try and get the other one sent off? I haven't got a fucking clue, have they? Fuck it. The game's broken. How can you give both players a yellow card when they both do the same thing and then the other one dives? It's in 4K. He literally falls over clutching his face. I'll love it if we get back into this game because they are jam on fucking toast. Bruno with the corner. 5 minutes to go to half time. You know what? It's such a shame because we have been very competitive in this game. We've just been bloody unlucky. Well done, Agate. Alex G says Walker cheats on his misses, so I'm not surprised he's cheating here. Nice ball over the top. Oh, Delo, you're having a fucking shit game again, mate. What's wrong with Delo? I'd love someone to put one on that Kyle Walker. He's dusted. He's dusted. He's shit. Get at him. Commentators are saying the same thing, says Flores official. Finally, some fire from our team. Love to see it, says Ivan. Yeah, I mean, we very rarely see that. I want to see more of that. Thanks for the gifted memberships, Mike JBA. Of all the teams in the top European league, City is the team with the most goals against in the last few weeks. We can't even produce a proper chance, says Marlowe. Every time we have a shot on target, I'm almost certain it will go in. I don't expect Onana to make any saves, says Ankit. Maguire's had a good half. Nobody ever gives him credit, though. I think everybody's given Maguire credit, Sukio. Go and listen back to the comments. Being ruthless, maybe bring the best out of them. Will Rashford play again this year? I've done that one, thank you. Jordan says Onana will not leave his line on crosses. I mean, I think Onana's a problem for another day, but I mean, I don't want to spend any more money on another goalkeeper, but I do sort of subscribe to the view that it might be an area that Amorim looks at, considering how ruthless he's been with others. Please do subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner. We are on the road to 2 million subscribers. Get involved with the United Stand. You're very welcome. Match reaction straight after this with player ratings. Then we're in the fan forum. Go on, that needs to go into... Oh, he's miles offside again. Ahmad's got to stay on side. Got to stay on side. 2 minutes to go to half time. It's flown by, really. I just... Look, Amorim said the storm will come. We might have a few knocks along the way. I think that we're very unlucky to be 1-0 down. There's not a lot you can do about that cross, to be honest with you. Set pieces are our kryptonite. Kills me conceding from them so often. But you know what, Dean? That cross from De Bruyne, you can't defend that. As a defender, what are you supposed to do? The cross comes in, it ricochets off Ahmad's head and lands perfectly on Vardial's head. Now, should Onana do better? I'd need to speak to Ben Foster about that. I don't know. I know what he would say. Even if you can't save it, you should be diving for it. He always used to say that to me. Even if it's just for your fans, at least make an attempt. But whether he can save it or not, I don't know. But the actual cross is undefendable because it's just luck. It just spins up and lands on Vardial's head. Toothless going forward, says Callum. How do you solve the Mount issue? Doesn't seem the player at all, says Zachary. Well, he's got to stay fit, hasn't he? Our corners are shit, says Mud. Inferno says Onana should have saved it. From the bench, I don't like it. Anthony, I mean, yeah, you'd need a miracle. And Xerxes, again, hasn't necessarily set the world on fire. So I'm not convinced the bench offers as much in an attacking sense. And obviously losing Mount so early was a problem. Why did we let De Gea go and spend so much buying Onana, says Sanich. Can't wait to see Martinez go through Walker in the second half, says Jonathan. Thank you, Jonathan. I think Man City should be down to 10 men. I just don't see why Rasmus gets the same punishment. For simulation. You should get another booking for simulation. Four minutes added on. Don't know where's he got 4 minutes from? Oh, maybe the Mount injury, yeah. Anthony Taylor always adds loads of times on because he just loves himself. Loves himself being on camera. Walker is a cretin and should have been sent off, says Freddie. We always slow down when near opposition penalty box, says Mud. Carl Walker is 34 years old and doing things like that, says Raz. Delo has more defensive errors than Wan-Bissaka, but due to being passionate, people get blinded, says Common Human. Ahmed is so much more disciplined as a wing-back, says Marlowe. You've been better. City are trash and cheaters, says Petco. Thank you. The trouble is, the City have got that goal, haven't they? And first goal in a game like this can be massive. Please can you say hi to my boyfriend Nathan Stroud, says Lauren. Hi, Nathan. Diego Costa is the keeper that United need. Better than Onana with the feet and shot stopping as well, says Jonathan. Is Doku on the left-hand side. Crosses it up to the back post. Well up by Delo. We knew there'd be questionable calls when we saw that bold head walking out, says Noah. Foden just had a shot wide. Apparently this is going to be a corner. We'll do them in the second half. Walker should be off, says Faisal. No, deflected off Maguire, that's why. That left-hand side is a liability. We need to improve the squad this side, says Faisal. Actually, Onana gets a hand on that as well. A few people saying that Mainoo's looking a bit off the pace. What happens to Delo, says Dakota. I mean, look, you know, Mainoo's an important player for us. Delo's an important player for us. They're not in form at the moment. Like, for whatever reason, they're not. You then got the Garnacho Rashford issue. You've got people like Luke Shaw and Mount injured. Is he given a free kick for this? That's not a free kick, is it? I mean, it's a shoulder barge. This ref. I can't stand Anthony Taylor. I mean, between him and Michael Oliver, it's hard to... I mean, it's just two different shades of shit, but... PJMOL is a waste of time anyway. How's that a call? How is that a free kick? I mean, I just don't know. And also, look at where you're giving the free kick, you prat. It's a dangerous position. Well done, Agate. Well, he's going to blow now anyway. Half-time. Half-time, United are losing 1-0 to Man City because of a jammy bastard goal from Man City. I mean, bloody hell. If I didn't know better, I'd say they bought it. Absolute twats. They've been shit. We've been better than them. And they're leading 1-0 at half-time. But I tell you what, I'll tell you for free as well. I look a bit small now. I'll tell you what, that's a sending off for me. Absolutely. Before we talk about anything else, Mason Mount's injury, Man City's goal, who's been the better side, that is a sending off for Manchester City. And nobody can tell me any different. That moment, you know, if you're Liverpool in a title race, you should be bloody fuming. You know, letter of the law, Robertson's got to go in the 17th minute and you're down to 10 men in a massive game. Letter of the law, Kyle Walker's got to go. But because it's bloody Man City and Anthony Taylor's shit at his job, it just gets brushed under the carpet. Well, I tell you what, we're not mainstream media with people who have relationships that they've got to keep up to do. This should have been a red card. And I'll tell you why. Rasmus and Kyle Walker go head to head. Send them both off or give them both the yellow card. The punishment is the same. They go head to head. Nobody puts any force in. It's head on head. Gives them both the yellow card. What are you doing for the unsporting behaviour where Kyle Walker, and VAR can see it, and he's being told it, because you know what? Anthony Taylor is saying, why is Kyle Walker on the floor? Do I need to send Rasmus off? And then VAR is saying, doesn't touch him. You know, he falls to the floor under no contact. So Anthony Taylor knows it's unsporting behaviour. And in that situation, to book them both completely ignores the thing that you're looking at why he's on the floor. Why is he on the floor? Has he been headbutted to the floor or is he a diving cheat? And the cameras show you he's a diving cheat. So where's the punishment for that? The yellow card is because you put heads on each other. What happens to Kyle Walker for unsporting behaviour, which is defined in the referee's handbook? So he gets nothing for unsporting behaviour. In a massive game where the whole world is watching it, where kids are watching it, where old people are watching it, where animals are watching it. What do you think they're thinking? They'll be down the local park doing the same thing. There'll be a dog fight and one of them's going to bloody pretend they get hurt. The other dog gets put down. So, you know, what are we doing about this, PGMOL? You are basically saying it's okay to be a lying cheat and get somebody else into trouble. And that's what we've got here. But look, people are saying, now, come on, Mark, be real. I am being real. You're booking Rasmus and Walker for putting their heads on each other. Why? I mean, look, he caused 2 minutes of delay as well because we have to check the cameras. He should get a yellow card for that and it will stop overnight. Yellow card for both. You know, I would have done this. I'd have gone, yellow card to both of you because you put your head on each other. And second yellow card for you, fuck off. Why? Because you're a cheat. Now get off. And I'm not just talking about your off-field activity. I'm talking about that. Do one. Should have gone. Basically, my point is there's no punishment for falling to the ground and trying to get a fellow man sent off. No punishment at all. That's absolutely fine, Kyle. We just wanted to see why you fell on the floor. You didn't get headbutted. You cheated. But that's fine. We won't punish you for that. I mean, how ridiculous is that? Bottle jobs, PGMOL all over again. And this has a big impact on United's position and also the title race. Again. I'm going to do what Kyle Walker did in a five-a-side for jokes, says it's Dave. Kyle collapses like a little bitch. Got to be proud to have a captain that folds more socks on laundry day, says someone. No goals in this team, says Martin. Walker should have been sent off because the foul is a yellow and then the dive is a yellow. Spot on, Ferrora. You don't have half talks and waffles, says Sam. And yet you're a City fan on the United stand because your channels are shit. You got no fans. You got no ground. Why is Rashford and Garnacho not on the bench, says Neon. Are you being serious? Should have been Garnacho at 10, Mazraoui and Ahmad wing back. I get the message, but I want to win the derby. Also can't wait for Onana to be replaced, says Ravel. Bruno's been terrible today. He can't keep the ball. And yet I think he's been one of our best players. Sat on the sofa with Mrs. We came to your Cheltenham watch along and just missed you. Gutted. Love your stuff, Mark. Merry Christmas, says Bitter Lemon. Thank you very much, mate, and Merry Christmas to you. I feel uplifted watching this half. We've been competitive, says Alex. Dakota's not happy with Delo. Would you make any changes at half time? Can I just say at half time, please subscribe, bottom right hand corner. We're on the road to 2 million, so please subscribe, get involved with the United Stand. But I don't know whether I'd make any changes at half time. I mean, look, the Mason Mount thing in the cold light of day, he's gone off after what, 10 minutes? He was injured about 4 times last season in his debut season. He gets fit in pre-season, gets injured straight away, comes back, gets injured again, comes back, and now is injured again. So he's had 3 injuries this season already on top of 4 or 5 last year. Come on, it's there. It's completely there for you to make your mind up. If you want to keep him and keep trying, that's absolutely fine. I think as one of you said in the chat, there is a player here that whether he's got talent or not, is just another Luke Shaw, he's just another Phil Jones, he's just another player that's just not reliable. And I don't care whether Mason Mount's the English Messi. I would rather have Harvey Barnes, who's fit 80% of the time. I need players to play. I don't need players lying on the treatment table. And Mason Mount, for me, has got to go because I just don't trust him. Fitness-wise, I don't trust him. I don't trust Luke Shaw. I don't get excited about them coming back from injury because I think, how long are they going to last? 1 game? 2 games? 1 month? There's just no point. You can't build a future on something as fragile as that. You know for a fact the reason why he gave Kyle is a yellow is that it was so blatantly a dive. If he sent Rasmus off, they'd know he's on the take, says Kachara. Do you miss me yet, Mark? This is Scott McTominay. Manchi Anthony Taylor is a circus entertainer. Also, Ahmad has not been at it so far. Bad decision making and lack of attacking runs, says Fuge. Who's on VAR? Is it not Oliver? I doubt it, David. Come on, United from Aguna. Smash the plastic booze, says Tai Tai. Walker does that and nothing happens yet. In a previous derby, City got a super soft penalty. City definitely getting treatment, says Patrick Lynch. Kyle Walker is the Neymar of the EPL, says Sanuj. Rashford is your what? Says Emperor. Header was good, but Onana's positioning was dreadful, says Samir. This team has been making marginal improvements. I mean, they're just showing it again now on Sky, and I'm looking at it here. Kyle Walker barges Rasmus to the floor. And then Rasmus goes up to him. They put a head on each other. And then he dives. I mean, it's embarrassing. I mean, how is he getting nothing for that? How is he not getting sent off for that? It's cheating. It's simulation. It's a fucking disgrace. And I just don't know why he's not been sent off for it. You know, you've got Andy Robertson yesterday tripping up the left man, send him off, right? Okay. You've got, you know, Xhaka years ago for Arsenal, late tackle, send him off. You've got a player trying to get somebody sent off, caught being the biggest cheat of the day. Oh, it's fine. Oh, what's wrong with the game? And you know what? Players will always make a bad tackle and get sent off. You will never remove it. But you could remove cheating by removing him. No player is ever going to do that again after someone gets sent off for it. And what do? It's fine. There was one at Newcastle. Opening game of the season. Southampton, Newcastle. Player simulation. Didn't do it. I don't know why it is. You're allowed to... The thing that annoys me about it, and I'm even annoying myself, is that if Rasmus had gone even like that, a little one, a little inch headbutt like that, he'd be sent off. And that's what they were looking for. In that situation, there are two outcomes. He's on the floor. How did he get there? If he's been headbutted, I'm sending Rasmus off. If he's dived to try and get Rasmus sent off, I'm sending him off. There is not a third let's do nothing option. Absolute disgrace. And you know I'm right. You either send Rasmus off because he headbutted him to the ground, or you send the cheat off for trying to get him sent off. There is no in between. There is no let's carry on, we'll do nothing. You do one or the other. If the player's going to get sent off for a headbutt, then the person who dives to get him sent off should also get the same punishment. Fucking pisses me off. And it's all, you know, we've had two bits of bad luck in this game because that cross was jammy. Keane fuming in the studio, red for Walker, says Stephen. Well, he's spot on. Maybe Walker was booked for diving and Rasmus for aggressive behaviour. Then when he went over to Walker, Rasmus' overall reaction got him booked, in my opinion, says Louis. Mate, Carl Walker shoved Rasmus to the floor and then put his head on Rasmus. There was nothing aggressive about Rasmus that Walker hadn't already done. We've conceded 8 goals from corners this season, says Mankin LA, and we can't beat the first man. Game of fine margins. Yes, you're right. I mean, you look at the Arsenal game, both set pieces. You look at this game, sort of a set piece. Blackgate says, Walker has always been like this. Difference is he no longer has recovery pace to outshine his general shitty behaviour. Nobody knows what VAR is for anymore, says Iraqi. There are questionable decisions, and then there is the clear red. That VAR does nothing about. Sky just said 42% of goals United have conceded this season have come from corners, says Raz. Hi, I missed the start. How come no Garnacho or Rashford today, says Wayne. Dropped. We don't know the reasons, but they're not injured. Both dropped. Neither on the bench. Both dropped. I think the big question after this game, and we need to focus on this game, is why a universally disliked Manchester Evening News journalist had the entire team last night. That sabotage, somebody has leaked the entire team last night, probably because they're not in the team. And I don't think it was a player. I think it was an agency. I think I've never seen anything like that. I know when players leak, they normally give 1 or 2 players because they don't want to get in too much trouble. To get a whole team the night before the game, that just feels like an up yours to Manchester United Football Club from an agency. And United need to find out who that is. That number shirt is too heavy for his legs. Give him 37, says Parker. There's a reason no one... Jay says, there's a reason no one respects this City side. Never have I seen such a bigger bunch of scandals. Not a single respectable player in that side. Man United going to finish in the top half, says Brad. I mean, I don't want to talk about the league table. It probably doesn't look very good. Benz says, this is depressing to watch. Grateful for the 100% love the channel marks. A successful motivator. Thanks, mate. Thanks for being a member and getting your badge in. Simon Slade says, why do we have 10 men in a statue? And if Delo can get 2 yellows in the same incident last season, why can't a City player get 2? Yeah, I saw that. Thank you very much, Cyber Spider. Somebody in the chat says you can't give 2 yellows from the same incident. You bloody well can. Or you just give a straight red. So basically, if I do a yellow card tackle and then I stand up and someone pushes me and I give him a, put him in a headlock, you're telling me I won't get a yellow card for the tackle and a yellow card for the headlock? Of course you can. Of course you can. It's absolutely stupid. Double jeopardy means something completely different. That's to do with getting a red card and a penalty. We are a team of moments, but we're weak with set pieces, leaving us to have to always try and make moments in the live play, says Matthew. Look, in relation to the game, I'm not making any subs. I don't think we've had a bad half. I think we've been unlucky on 2 key incidents. We're not getting any service into Rasmus, which is annoying, but it's not necessarily surprising. It's something we need to work on. What we need to do in the second half is bottle up the frustration and, keep building on the first half, because there's absolutely no way that Man City have been better than us in that game. They've had a bit of fortune. Imagine if we'd had a corner and then it deflects onto Harry Maguire's head on the back post and we score. That's what's happening here. Man City aren't winning the game because they're infinitely better. Man City are winning the game because they've had a little bit more luck. We've just got to try and stay in this game. I've not been impressed with Man City. I don't recognise this Man City side at the moment. Mark, you see what Amorim said? Not Rashford and Garnacho not being on the squad. Something about he pays attention to everything, says Stephen. Why are people saying it's rubbish to watch? We are playing for our level good. I don't know what people are expecting. Wake up, lads. We need new players, says Vitor. Broy the Kid, thank you very much for your super chat. All the City fans coming here to post just shows us how embarrassing you are as a fan base. Sorry, I forgot. Basically, don't have any fans, says Stig. A bad tackle can hurt someone, so it's a red, says Dark. I finally understand why Mount got the number 7 shirt. It's because that's how many minutes he's going to play per game before he has to come off, says it's CJR. Keem, embarrassed for Walker, says Sean. Look, I can be a bit ageist here because I'm not far off Roy Keane's age. That would not have happened in Roy Keane's day, and it wouldn't have happened in amateur football when I was playing in that day as well. You wouldn't do that. Nobody ever thought of doing that. You never thought, if a player pushed you, to go down and start rolling around. It's embarrassing, absolutely embarrassing. I think it's an embarrassment for the PGMOL to, you've got the cameras. It's not in debate. You've seen what he's done. If you send him off, no one can have a moan about it. No one's going to go, you can't send him off for diving. Ridiculous, really ridiculous. Do you think this is Amorim's best starting 11? Says Ultimate TNT Gamer. Well, no, I think Yoro's got to come into this team at some position. I like De Ligt. I think Maguire's done well. I think Martinez has done well. But, you'd hope that Yoro's going to come into that at some point. We need to create some chances. I think if we can get Rasmus a chance, he will score. I think Ahmad probably does look better on the right-hand side, but there's no reason why he can't do it in this position as well. Maybe there was a delay in City giving PGMOL the brown envelope this season, hence why Walker has been given special protection now, and they'll suddenly start gaining points. Thanks, Robbo. The Dark Art of City, says Salim. And do you think this is how... Look, the thing is about Man City, with 10 men, they might still win the game. But the way they're set up, they've only got 3 defenders on the pitch. So if one of them gets sent off, it changes the way they play completely. 47% possession for United, by the way. Don't go sleeping on that. That is a big, big thing to say. 47% possession at home to away to Man City is a big thing. It is. Whether you like it or not. Why are people saying it's rubbish to watch? We've done that one. 5 Cantona says City are so bad, but we are rubbish. No, I think that's unfair. Look, this is sometimes reflected in the player ratings. You lose a game and everyone gets a bad score. Onana, could he have done better on the goal? I'd have to put it down to people who actually know goalkeeping on a higher level. Maguire's done well. De Ligt's been fantastic. Martinez has done well. Mazraoui's been okay. I'd say 6. Delo, 5. Agate, I think, has been fantastic. Bruno has done really well. Ahmad's probably been a 6. Mainu's probably been about a 5.5, if I'm being honest. And Rasmus is probably a 5.5 as well, because there's no service going into him. So I want to see more service into Rasmus. I want to see Delo go up a level. I want to see Mainu play better. And I want to see Ahmad, just look after the ball a little bit better. If Ahmad, Mainu and Delo can go up a level, I think that will help us in our attack. Delo's had the ball a lot of times down that left-hand side and not really done anything with it crossing-wise or, Walker's on a fucking... Carl Walker's on a yellow card. You can't put Garnacho or Rashford on to run at him. So somebody's got to get at Carl Walker. And for me, that's got to be Dalot. If Chelsea finish above City this season, City fans will go back to supporting Chelsea, says Azure. Frank Russell, welcome to Members Club. People saying we need to drop Dalot, although Mazraoui is better either right wing or right centre. Only other person we have to replace him is Malacia. Yeah, we haven't got anyone. Tom says, one of the worst challenges of all time there by Hoyland. Clearly broke Walker's school. Life-threatening injury. Clearly a red, says Tom. Will Scott says, your now merch is on the way, mate. Cheers, mate. I wonder what that was then. Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. Saw your story yesterday as well. Mark, City are winning because they have hit the target. Another half of football with no shots on the target. It's not good enough, says Colin. No, I do agree with that. I do agree with that. Although for me, it's not as massive as it is for you. Because I'm not expecting Rome to get built in a day. But I do agree. I do agree. Please do subscribe, by the way. I'm being told that we're actually getting close to 987,000. We need to change it. So thanks everyone who's subscribing. Bottom right-hand corner, we're only 100 away from 987 on the road to 2 million. So thanks everyone who's getting involved in that. Nice ball into Bruno here. Needs the pass. Nicely into Rasmus. Holds it up well. Mazraoui. Now Ahmad. Come on, show us what you're all about. Mainu, good touch. Still got it. Good feet. Got lovely feet there, but just couldn't find a pass, and we ended up with an offside. I've never said this at the Etihad when we're 1-0 down, but we're not losing this game. We're not losing this game. I've got a feeling. I feel we've had a lot of bad luck, and we will turn this around. I mean, Haaland's been kept quiet. You can't argue with the defence. We've done a good job there. Have I done the timer? Yeah. Would you bring Anthony on? It's a risk. It's a risk. I mean, look, Anthony, he was average on Thursday night against a Czech Republic side. You put him on in a game like this, it could, you know, same with Xerxes. You know, he did not play well on Thursday night. So I don't think there's a United player on the pitch who's playing badly. You replace them with a player who plays badly, and then suddenly the whole game changes. Bruno, you've got to get more on that pass. Nothing on them two, but since Rashford and Garnacho have been dropped, the team has not dropped heads and played with some purpose, seeing the ruthlessness, knowing it can be them next on the chopping block, says King. Nando, exactly. Good point. Defence has been good, says Mark. City look ordinary, says DJ. Yeah, look, it's very hard to analyse Man City when you're watching Man United in such an intense game, but what you can pick up is, because you're totally focused on your own side, but what you can pick up about the opposition is, are you feeling threatened by them? Are they dominating you? Are they scaring you? And I've got to be honest, this has been one of the least scary Man City performances sides we've played in probably 7 years. I'm not scared of them at their own ground. And that doesn't mean they're not going to win, but that's a good ball into Rasmus. Just slightly ahead of him, slightly behind him. That's a terrible ball by Doku. Move it quicker. Bruno, move it quicker. Good ball. Ahmad, into your stride. He needs an overlap here. Don't shoot. No. That's a... Right, get... Bruno, whip the cross. Took too long. Takes too long. You've took fucking too long, Bruno. Fucking hell. Put the cross in first time. You see, that's old habits there. Old habits die hard. We had a shot from Ahmad that we didn't need. And Bruno should have put the cross in first time. Sir Jim's looking animated. Sir Jim, you look like a guy who's never watched football before. Wilcox is going, so you got to score by putting the ball in the back of that. Right, okay. And the person in black, referee, yes. And the yellow thing that they're kicking about, that presumably that's the football. Yeah, and the grass, is it grass or is it painted concrete? You know. I can't wait for the championship. I mean, that's where we're heading, says Samuel. Calm down. You know, some of you talk about patience and you talk about, you know, things getting worse before they get better. But you actually are just talking shit, aren't you? You're not on board with it. You can't deal with the fact that we might have to lose some games along the way to start getting better. I am tired of seeing our players attempt shots from no man land, says Constantine. Yeah, you and me both, mate. I don't look, old tricks die hard, don't they? Oh, that reminds me, actually. We're sponsored by Boohoo Man. 10% off with the code Goldbridge. I remind myself of this because I've got a bit of trivia for you. So today's show is sponsored by Boohoo Man. Click the link in the description or scan the QR code now or later. You can get 10% off with the code Goldbridge, which you can put on top of any other discount on the website. They've got all sorts of stuff there. Five-a-side wear, gym wear, underwear, the lot. So sort yourself out for Christmas or get yourself some gifts. Through the link in the description. But we've also got a bit of trivia from Boohoo Man as well. Can you guess this player? I was born on the 23rd of February 1992. I began my career at Sao Paulo in 2010. I signed for Real Madrid in 2013 but was loaned to Porto in 2014 and returned in 2015. At Real Madrid, I won 5 Champions League, 3 La Ligas, 3 Club World Cups and a lot more. I joined United in 2022 and I won the FL Cup in my first season. I recently became a stakeholder, I didn't know this, in Marbella FC. Who is it? Doku's on the wing. It's not Doku. Well done, Delit. Stay with him. Corner. Yeah, lots of people have got it. It's Casemiro. Well done. Yeah, big thank you to Boohoo Man for that. Scan the QR code or go through the link in the description and you can use Goldbridge to get an extra 10% off any discounts or anything else on there. Thank you very much for that. Corner for Man City. Well, this can be problematic for us. Neville saying the last window is on a similar level to the Anthony Casemiro window. Twat, says Zeno. Mate, I just... You know what? I genuinely worry about what goes on between the ears of ex-footballers. I mean, it's almost like they hear something and think it's true. Like, the transfer window in the summer was not a bad window, and it wasn't Ten Hag's summer transfer window. Ineos were involved in it. Agate, good signing. Mazraoui, good signing. De Ligt, good signing. Yoro, let's wait and see. Sir Jim looks like Ebenezer Scrooge, says DS. No, that's just getting old, mate. Mark, why do you have faith in Delo or Bruno, says Jeremy. I mean, look, I don't have faith in both players because anybody is sellable. I think Amorim has faith in both players. And therefore, I think we have to trust the manager. Why the hell isn't Bruno crossing the ball there, says Globetrotter. I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. Well in by De Ligt again. There we go. That's good play. Where are we going? Bruno, you're not even fucking looking at the pass. Ahmad, come on. Gary's chatting utter shit on Sky. Just mute him. Mazraoui, come on. It takes so long to put a fucking cross in. Oh, for fuck. Well, that's why. Fucking hell, Bruno. Bloody hell. That cross is fucking rubbish. Ah, you know, my puppy could cross the ball better than that. Little twat. Your Sir Jim impressions kill me every time. Also, 4 more years tied down to Mount on 250k is brutal. Well done, Maguire. That was from Harry Maguire, actually. Is our lack of cutting edge partially due to the massive age gaps between the teams in the key positions, says Abby? And Aldo says the decision making of the younger players needs serious improvement. We don't score enough goals because they shoot when they should pass, says Aldo. Look, I can see the screen. I'm sure you can see the screen. It's not as good as being at the game, but when it's wide enough, like where the ball is there, I'm looking at Rasmus. I don't know how many other people watch the game like that, but I'm one eye's sort of on the ball and I'm looking at what I can't see Rasmus now. But I have seen a lot of the time good runs being made and we're not even looking for the pass. Bruno was okay first half, second half I can see the same old problems, says Tom. Brendan says, can Bruno even beat the first man on a corner? I honestly think Maguire could be great in this system. I'd keep him if it weren't for the wages, says Monty. I mean, look, maybe Maguire won't go. I mean, you could extend his contract for another year and let it run down and then let him go next summer. They might do that. If they can offload a few other players, they might keep Maguire. Because they might just say, you know, we won't give you a new deal, but we can extend it by 1 year. Look, personally, I think Eriksen, Lindelof and Maguire should go because you can just get rid of a load of wages. But is Harry Maguire in your top 5 player problems at Man United? Because he's not in mine. Rashford, Casemiro, Mount, Shaw, Eriksen. You know, Lindelof. You know, people talk about replacing Onana, but as I said, all those things I've listed there are ahead of replacing Onana. And you've got to, you know, you can only do things. You've got to do things in order, haven't you? We play like we're leading 3-0, says Martin. Can you do a Christmas special watch along with Ricky, says Chris. That's not a bad idea, actually. We need better players to sell him. Final score prediction now, Mark says there. I think it'll be 1-1. Yeah, I think it'll be 1-1. Bruno's been horrible, says Bradley. I thought he was good in the first half, but yeah, second half he's just lost that discipline, hasn't he? De Ligt, Agate and Maguire have been decent. De Ligt is probably my man of the match, as Emily. Yeah, I'd say De Ligt, man of the match. It's so annoying to see Bruno give the ball away after the team tries so hard to retain possession, says J Drums. Let's get these stats carousel back around, actually, because I do want to keep an eye on that possession. Because it was, what, 48%? 49% now. Half an hour to go or 15 minutes gone? We'll go with 15 minutes gone. That's a good ball. Go on. Needs some help. Good play. Again. See, you get the ball into Rasmus and he holds it up, retains the possession. I'm not going to argue with that. It was a good ball by Martinez into the channel and then he holds the ball up. And that's good by Agate as well. We're 30 subscribers away from 987, by the way. Good play by Ahmad, but it's very hard to do what Ahmad's trying to do there. You're not going to carve through 3 or 4 players unless you're Lionel. I think we really need to focus more now on getting some shots on target. You can't score if you don't have a shot on target. And we need to start working chances. Jerry says we need to be more attacking. Jonathan Matthews says, hit the hour mark, Bruno's getting sloppy. You can honestly fall asleep to this game, society. Well, I mean, look, maybe you're not a Man United fan, I don't know, but Man City play such unexpansive football, says Caitlin. Yeah, they're definitely vulnerable, Man City, aren't they? When you think about, you know, how good they have been, they just don't look anywhere near it. I look, we're not here to talk about City, but we are playing City. I just think the only explanation would probably be Rodri. It's the only realistic expectation. I can't think of anything else as to why they would be so ordinary. Come on. Who'd sub United stand watch along if you went to see for United game, says Denny. We did it. I went to Brentford. We had, I think Beth, Kev and Ricky did it, didn't they? I don't think Man City deserve to win in this game. I think it's a draw. I think that's the good play, Ahmad. Come on, get it out your feet. Good play. Good play. Let's move. Martinez, that's got to go to Delo. And then Delo, you've got to run at Carl Walker. You've got to go at him. He's on a yellow. Bruno, back post. Back post. Oh, not for... I don't think that's ever going in, really. I mean, it looks like a good save from Ederson from Ahmad's head, but I don't think this is ever going in. Crossed by Bruno, gets the header to it. You know what? It's got more power than you think. No, it is a good save. It is a good save. That's a good chance. Ahmad with the header. Ederson gets down. It looked a little bit like a slow motion save, but in real time, it's good. Bruno with the cross. De Ligt. Agate. Give him some help. Give him some help. Martinez. Dink. Back post. Oh. Vardy, Allen. De Ligt. Handball. Mazraoui does well. Agate, well done. Oh, Martinez. Come on. Give him a pass. Tell you what. We're a lot better as a passing team now under Amorim. We're a lot more comfortable in tight situations. That's what she said. Haaland boots it clear. Here's a ball into Rasmus. He's down. He's hurt his knee. I need to see a look. I want to have a look at this again. Martinez. This has worked quite well into Rasmus. Gets there. He gets nothing on the ball. He gets nothing on the ball. Rasmus gets a touch. Diaz, that's a penalty. That's a stonewall penalty. There's nothing on the ball. He gets nothing. That's a stonewall penalty. He doesn't touch the ball. Diaz doesn't get the... That's a fucking penalty, mate. If that doesn't become a penalty, I'm going to lose my shit, mate. That is a stonewall penalty. He's not going to give it. Oh my Christ! Oh my God! Am I on drugs? Am I missing something? Rasmus controls the ball, player cuts across him, and we get no penalty. What the fuck? What the actual fuck? How is that not a penalty? Oh mate, we're being cheated here. That's twice now. That is twice. Diaz does not get the ball. Rasmus gets a touch on it. Diaz tries to get it. Misses and takes the player down in the box. How is it not a penalty? I just cannot believe it. I'm stunned. How the fuck are we playing on? Who's on VAR? I just don't. You noticed, you know when he went down and I said nothing because I was like, I need to see that. I don't know what's happened there. So I didn't say penalty when it first happened. And then when I've seen it on a replay, it's a penalty. Like, you can't. That's what VAR is for, you absolute shithouse twats. And now he's giving foul. I can't believe what's going on here. Watch Bernardo Silva. Oh, so that's a foul. That's a foul. Bloody hell. I'm absolutely, you know what? If I was Amorim, I'd take the players off because I'm a petulant shit. I'd take them off. If I saw that, I'd say off. Come on. And I'd say to the ref, you're a fucking cheat. You are a cheat, mate. One of those, and one of those, you cheat. You've let Carl Walker dive and not sent him off, and now there's a blatant penalty. What's going on? I just cannot believe that. Watch that penalty back. Well, it's not a penalty. It's not been given. Watch it back. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. There's just no justification for not giving that penalty. The ref on commentary just said that's not enough, not in a game like this. What does that mean? It means he's a prick, Raz. What do you mean? What do you mean? It's not enough in a game like this. Oh, geek watch, ref watch. Last year in the Manchester derby at Old Trafford, a penalty was given on VAR for a touch that was about as soft as an ant's fart. You can't give a penalty in a game like this for that. Last season at Old Trafford, VAR review. Ooh, who was it? Anthony Taylor. Just can't believe it, mate. I cannot believe that VAR is back in 4K for Christmas. Forget Band-Aid. Christmas number 1, VAR with another shithouse. I can't believe. You know, I don't want to play anymore. I don't want to play anymore. Carl Walker should have been sent off. That's a penalty. It's disgusting. Good play by Ahmad. Come on. We've got to get back into this. Delo, back post. Give it to Bruno. No, Bruno, fucking pass it. No pennies, you're not wearing light blue, says Moz. Mate, if that's the other end, that's a VAR penalty. 100%. No penalties, you're not wearing blue. If you don't give a penalty, you've got to book Rasmus and send him off. Decision makes no sense, says Chiri. Ahmad does really well. Oh, just gets barged off. Mark, you know, mate, you're never going to get anything against City. Remember that Liverpool stonewaller, City are cheats. Oh, mate, it's always the same. Darry, it's always the same. Mario Rossi says the commentary ref said not in a game like this. Robinson Crusoe says not enough for a penalty, but inconsistently, that is a penalty in another game. Mate, in real time, I can't tell you what happened. I can't say penalty or no penalty. But on replay, ball down the channel, Rasmus chests it, wants to run onto it. Diaz looks like he gets a foot on it. They both go down. That's why I didn't say anything in real time, because I thought Rasmus has controlled it. Diaz has put his foot out, got a bit on the ball. They both go down. Goal kick, right? You watch the replay. Rasmus gets something on it. 50-50. Diaz goes to put his foot on it, doesn't touch the ball and takes Rasmus down. There's no, not in a game like this, there's no soft. Diaz doesn't touch the ball, but attempts to touch the ball. If I'm running into the box and I run past somebody, knock it past them, they attempt to touch it and trip me up, it's a penalty. There's no soft. There is nothing about it. It is a penalty every day of the week, all day of the week, because he doesn't make the tackle. He tries to tackle him, he misses him, and he hits him. Mike Dean says natural coming together. So basically, I can't say what I would say, but Mike Dean would say it was natural coming together. You know what I'm thinking. Definitely a penalty, but don't let this define your second half commentary. I've got to move on, AJ, you're right. We'll talk about it at full time. Stuart Prattwell on VAR. I don't think there is VAR today. I refuse to believe it. I don't think there is VAR because VAR would have done its job twice and we'd be playing 10 men and have had a penalty. Anthony Taylor and VAR are getting their Christmas bonuses from City owners. Their biases are so obvious, as Ryan. Stuart Atwell's on VAR, says Leon. Colin says Will's going to take the piss on tomorrow over the penalty. Hope you're feeling better. Did you hear the VAR guy saying it's clumsy but not a penalty in a game like this? So what? It's a penalty when it's West Ham. So why is it a penalty when it's West Ham versus Ipswich? Says Callum. You know what? As well, you know people who say it's too soft, they haven't got a fucking clue about the rules. Soft is not defined. It's about, is there enough contact to give a penalty? And, well, there clearly is. He's injured on the fucking floor, you knobheads. How can it be soft when he got injured? It's the mythology of the mainstream that pisses everybody off. They make things up. Oh, it's too soft to be a penalty. Man United's summer transfer window is the reason they're in trouble. Rasmus is offside there. Don't even bother. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. We are 50 subscribers away from 987. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. It's been an eventful second half, but, I mean, I tell you what, can we all just say how shit Man City are as well? Jammy goal from across. Jammy not to get Kyle Walker sent off. And Jammy not to give a penalty. I mean, they've literally had, they say things come in threes, lucky goal, lucky not to get Kyle Walker sent off, and lucky not to concede a penalty. Would you make subs, Mark? I don't think you can. I genuinely don't think you can make a sub. I don't think you can trust anyone on that bench to come on and really change the game. Casemiro for Agate might be a drop-off. Eriksson for Ahmad or Bruno might be a drop-off. Xerxes, again, might be a drop-off. I don't think you can. Jacob says we need subs. Who would you bring on? You probably do need to make subs, but I just don't think you can trust. I don't think it might be a drop-off. Mullin says it's a disgrace they haven't shown a replay for the tackle since then. They're going to brush it off now and won't even talk about it post-game, says Mullin. It's as much contact as Rasmus on Rodri last year, says Jeff. Mate, it's less. There was less on Rodri. I mean, that was a joke. It's in a game like this, rules of football don't change. Oh, exactly. Hey, ref! Rasmus. Go on, Bruno! Oh, for fuck's sake, man! How have you fucking missed that? Mazraoui, Rasmus, brilliant. Bruno, fucking hell! You're 1-on-1! And that's it. Brilliant play. Mazraoui, brilliant by Rasmus. And how? Mate. You got to score that. You got to score that. I think there is a sub coming on. That's it. That's probably it, really. You know, if you can't score chances like that in a game like this, you're not going to get loads of them. Oh. Chris says you shouldn't be mean about Kyle Walker. Both his families were worried sick about him there. Anthony Taylor has been the worst referee for years. Injustice after injustice. Doing it against Chelsea forever. Get that Pratt sacked and stop City, says Dominance. Your favourite player is coming on. Grealish, says Tom. Yeah, that's just a way for them to win loads of free kicks. We deserve something, says Ash. Azure says it's sad because we've been the better team and deserve something out of the game. The media will never admit that, though. Thank you, Azure. Adzi says it's a rough one when we come out playing well in the second half and we get robbed. Clear penalty and decisions have gone against us. It should be 1-1, though. you know, you'd be talking about we should be winning. But it should be 1-1. We have been the better team. Chris says, VAR still on their iPads playing FPL. Oh yeah, we 100% deserve a draw. We don't deserve to lose this. I tell you what, if Man City win this, if you were a City fan, you'd just be overjoyed. You'd be like, take the 3 points, played bad. Watch the cutback. Well done, Maguire. Good block, corner. I tell you what, Bruno was a bit slow there, wasn't he? Fucking hell. Watch this here. I mean, Mazraoui gets rinsed. But look at Bruno's positioning. He's on the edge of the box and slow. You're meant to be in the pivot, mate. You can't be doing that. When smaller teams are getting results against Man City, it's finishing these chances. We are a poor, then relegation team in finishing, says Gokul. 300k a week and you can't hit the target in a one-on-one, says Stig. Ahmad missed on one-on-one, but it was offside, says Vitor. Doku off for Grealish, 15 minutes to go. I've got a bad feeling about today, actually. Double substitution, Anthony and Yoro. Well, look, if you're Anthony and you think you've got a future at Man United, no Garnacho, no Rashford, you're coming on with 15 minutes to go in a Manchester derby where you've been very unlucky. Grealish looks like a guy running on to play Soccer Aid, doesn't he? He does. He looks like a celebrity running on to play Soccer Aid. It's not a charity, mate. Jacob says, is the league playing right now? Come, mate, the only league I'm interested in is the piss I need. I hope Garnacho and Rashford are watching this at home, pissed off, thinking I'd win this game if I got subbed on. Amorim message coming through, says Super. Oh no, Xerxes coming on as well. I don't think these subs are going to make a difference, to be honest. I hope they do, but I'm not convinced. Rasmus comes off. I think that might be it. Mazraoui off. These are minute subs, aren't they? These are tired players coming off. And delete. You know. These are not subs because of... These are subs because of tiredness, aren't they? Well, let's hope. Let's hope. Subs will make the difference. 3-0 City, here we go, says Rob. I'm going to try and be positive, but I don't like the subs, says Constantine. Man, I said it. I said before the game, the bench is a bit shit. If you're losing, that bench is not good. Constantine says, I'm going to be positive, but I don't like the subs. These three doesn't strike the opposition with fear, do they, says Mateus. Well, look, they can. Subs' jobs is to come on and make an impact. Do they make us stronger? No. We're only 20 subscribers away from 987,000, by the way. Please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner, we've got match reaction coming after this. You can do your player ratings. The link is in the video description for that. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. We've got a fan forum from Manchester coming up after that as well. So get involved with the United Stand. We're back live as well tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. I'm sure it's going to be a very big week around the news for Manchester United as well. I mean, there's things that need to be picked up, like why a Manchester United journalist is leaking this entire team 24 hours before the game. All sorts of 2 players left out completely. It's going to be a very big week around Manchester United. Does losing to Man City weaken Amorim's position? I think it strengthens it, really. I think, you know, when you've got to leave out 2 players who should be in the team. Anthony, come on. Come on, then. Don't shoot. Whatever you do, don't shoot. Ahmad. Good play. Ahmad. Where are we going? I see. Good play. Where's he going? What are we doing? Goal kick. Third time, second half, Onana has kicked the ball out when doing a long ball, says Cole. I wonder if United lose, will Gary Neville blame it on Amorim for not starting Garnacho and Rashford, says King Dash. Austrian commentator, I don't find any contact. And Onana's missing every easy long ball today. He's a prat, says Vitor. $10. Match reactions will be interesting. Nobody played awful and we deserve more. Hopefully not low scores all round, says Matthew. Yeah, well, I think man of the match contenders for me, De Ligt, Agate, potentially Maguire, actually. But those 3 for me would be man of the match contenders. Who's had a bad game? Well, I think Onana has probably been a bit below par. I think Ahmad's could have had a better game. I don't know whether I'd say he was below par, but I think he could have had a better game. I think Rasmus was deprived of service, so you wouldn't be saying he had a good game. Delo has been poor again, I think, below par. So, yeah, but I don't think anyone's been terrible. And I don't think we deserve to lose the game. I genuinely do not think... Well, I don't think that's even a big take. Man City, I mean, what are the stats? Let's have a look. Man City have had 3 shots on target. I don't remember them. I mean, there's that one where it deflected from Maguire that Onana saved from Foden's shot. But I've not been... This is one of the least scary Man City sides we've played in years. They're just not scary. I just think they've just been a bit lucky. You know, a couple of decisions have gone their way, a deflection. Anthony, where the fuck are you going? You have got a right foot. It's not just there to put your other boot on. He's so one-footed, it's incredible. Come on, one more. Martinez, where are we going to go? Don't shoot. Back post. Ah, Mainu. It's the quality of the finish. Mainu, header. Bruno, one-on-one. You know, these are opportunities. If that's Erling Haaland, and I know Mainu can't be Erling Haaland, but, you know, there are midfielders that put that on target there. It's a good cross. It's probably not the easiest of header to control, to be fair, but Amorim is doing a great job. Nothing more he can do. Says Ronaldo, this team is hopeless. And somebody needs to pressure Walker. I'd go straight through him, says Stephen. Fernandez needs removing as captain, says Red Army. This idiot always says in a watch-along it's too soft, not a penalty for me. Now he's saying soft isn't defined. Don't bother arguing with a narcissist, says CFC. Mate, you're not a Chelsea fan. You've got confused. You would want that to be a penalty if you're a Chelsea fan because you're trying to win the league and Man City could finish above you. What's happened is you put CFC, but actually it's MCFC, isn't it? Because you're a Chelsea fan that's now a Man City fan. And I tell you what, you're talking out your fucking arse. Fuck off. Rashford and Garnacho, will it backfire if we lose, says Shiva. No. Is there anybody in our fan base that's thinking, oh, it's backfired not having Rashford and Garnacho? They've been left out because they've done something wrong. Do you want a disciplined team or do you want to be Player FC? Like, they've done something wrong. We don't know what it is, but they've done something wrong. Fucking leave them out and let them learn from their lessons. I always said that with Bruno, we will never win anything special, says Lazy. Maguire's a strong shout for man of the match, says Lewis. As I said, Agate, De Ligt or Maguire for me. Oh, Martinez has had a good game. Oh, that's a bad pass back. Ahmad. No, why didn't he shoot? Penalty! Yeah! Get in, you cheating bastards! Get in! Justice! Ahmad goes down. Penalty to Manchester United. Yes. Send him off. Penalty at last. Ahmad's injured here. I mean, I did think, why did he not shoot? But I tell you what, Ahmad could have shot, didn't, actually probably was right not to. I mean, that's a penalty. That is a penalty. Can't be overturned. See you later. 100% a penalty. Come on. Come on. Bruno, I swear if you fuck this up, we're finished. You can't miss this. He's missed he's missed one sitter already. He's got to score this. Pep scratching his head again. You don't fucking deserve to win. Shut up with your cargo pants on. You're in your 50s. Who's wearing bloody cargo pants in their 50s? Come on. 100% penalty. 100%. Fucking hell. You know what? The thing about penalties is you've got to put the ball in the back of the net. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. I think if we hit 987 by subscribing, this is going to be a goal. You know, if I scratch my right ear while Bruno takes it, he's going to score. If I stay silent when he kicks... Oh, just fucking hell. Come on. Bruno goes both ways with his penalties. Come on. Come on. 50-50 possession as well. These mugs don't deserve to win. Who goes to Man City and gets 50% possession these days? We don't deserve it. Well, if he misses it, we don't fucking deserve anything. This is our justice. We deserve this. This is what we deserve. We deserve this chance. Get in! Get in! Get in! Yes! Yes! 1-1. That's justice. Go! Fuck yourselves, Man City, you cheating twats. 1-1. Get in. Absolutely deserved it. We deserve to win. We should have had another penalty. We've been robbed. Get in. Absolutely fantastic. We totally deserve this. Totally deserve it. Tell you what, we should probably as well, I'd just like to say, Liverpool fans, Chelsea fans, Arsenal fans, get the super chats in and the Christmas bonus, because we've probably just killed off Man City trying to get back into the title race as well. But we don't care about that. And people want to sub Bruno off. Oh, God. This game. This bloody game, eh? Absolutely fantastic. Right, the bottom line is, we deserve it. You know what? I was never worried. What did I say at the start of the second half as well? Can I just say, I said we're not losing this game. We are not losing this game. Now, what we need to do now is be careful, because that sort of statement can come back and haunt you. And I wish I'd never said it. Just calm the fuck down. Ahmad! Ahmad! Yes! Get in! Get in! Ahmad, 2-1! Have that! Have that! 2-1 to Manchester United at the Etihad! Oh, we're in dreamland! We're in fucking dreamland! Get in! Get in! Yes! Yes! You shit twats! Get in! Get in! Get in! Absolutely fantastic! Absolutely fantastic! Absolutely incredible! Scenes at the Etihad! 2-1! Ready to weep! Sean Gota! Sergio Aguero! Pep Guardiola! You're done! You're bloody done! Have some of that! Merry Christmas! Kiss my arse! Oh, you're hanging up! You're stacking on your wall! Oh, you're hanging up! You're stacking on your wall! Are you hanging up your stocking on your whoa, 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 whoa? Are you hanging up your stocking on your whoa? Get in! Oh, what a ball by Martinez. Isn't it? I'll tell you what, isn't Edison a load of shit? Get in! Absolutely fantastic. Ahmad again. Ahmad is man of the match. He's stolen it. Wins the penalty, wins the game. Ahmad, world class. Oh. Oh. Just this lad is, you know what, Rashford and Garnacho, have a look. Have a look at that. Have a look at that. Oh, magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, it's Christmas. It's Christmas. Oh, just brilliant. Just absolutely brilliant. I was never worried. I did say, we're not losing this game. And that's with cheating. That's with cheating. We've still beat you. 2-1 up. And... just brilliant. Absolutely love it. Oh, I love this game. Oh, I love it. This is what we love. We love it. We love it. Oh, just fuck off. Get in. Get in. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, just love it. I'm just so happy. Oh, yeah. And we've won at the Etihad before, but it's never felt like this. How many losses have you got now, Man City? Just be careful. Oh, 85,000 watching. We did it together. You're legends. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Match reaction coming straight after this. Player ratings, link in the description. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. Look at them. Why do Man City fans just look so boring? Boring. You're just boring. You're so used to winning, aren't you? Ah, sorry. I just, it's... just enjoy this next few minutes. No, I want to win now. I you know, 50% possession as well. Swivel on that. There's loads of time left. From a neutral, thank you for saving football, says Sully. No worries, mate. Stuart Atwell is... I can't say that, Robbo, but Stuart Atwell's fuming. I love football and I love United, says Javier. Sterling Chapman, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you. Roman Paul Sue, says Michael Royce. Just gone on a break. Perfect timing. Get in, says Beanhead. Manchester is red, says Constantine. Bruno, captain. Fantastic, says Steve. Ahmad stolen man of the match. For me, it was going to be De Ligt, Maguire, Ugarte or Martinez. But you can't not give it to Ahmad because he won the penalty and he's won the game. Like, that's magic. That's Ahmad. Bruno, come on, Xerxes. Do something special here. Where the fuck are you going with that? Don't do that. Kicking it back towards our own goal. We're up the other end. Anthony Taylor's just stripped off into his blue shirt and white shorts, says Chris. Pep's at the wheel, says Auntie. Ahmad, man of the match, was never in doubt. Said he would be the star of the second half, says Becca. Happy 40th to me. What a present, says Red Smurf. Can we take a min to acknowledge Martinez distribution? Martinez for me. That's why he was a contender for man of the match before. Pep's going to lose this, says Fuge. Corner. Amorim is the owner of Manchete, says Jude. Can I just say, Premier League table, at the moment, dare I look at it, Man City are 5th, 27 points. They'd be 9 points off Liverpool, and Liverpool have got a game in hand. I think that's good night to their chances. Man United, we are still in 12th. With 22 points, but look, hopefully you win at the Etihad and you can start. I mean, look, we're 3 points off 6th if we win this. Ahmad never gives up. Great to see, says Damien Groom. Ahmad, what a player. Take note, Rashford and Garnacho. Yep, exactly. I'm just taking some notes for the match reaction because there's just so much. I want to get in. Can you call my mate Kevin a prat, says Hector. Kevin, you're a prat. Can you subscribe, everybody? Bottom right-hand corner, we've got like over 80,000 watching and we're trying to hit 2 million by Christmas, which is probably going to be difficult, but 987,000 and we're 200 away from 988. So please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner, what a watch-along it's been. Definitely the best game of the season for United. And not, you know, you can have a good result, but we've had a good performance. We've been, you know, we've been organised, we've played well, we've kept Man City quiet, we've been a bit unlucky. Great interception by Agate again. I mean, how many times? Go for the corner, Xerxes. Ref, we've had 5 minutes. Ref, we've had 5 minutes. Ref, we've had 5 minutes. And there it is. Manchester United 2. Manchester City 1. Have one of those. And have one of those. And have one of those. It's 2-1 to Manchester United. It's absolutely vindication for Amorim. And I tell you what, I think that's been our best performance of the season so far. Some of the passing was good. The defending was fantastic. Look, we could have been a bit better in the final third. But beyond that, absolutely fantastic.
Oh, no, they're amazing.
They were amazing, weren't they? Who was your man of the match? Don't say who I think you're going to say.
I can't lie.
That one, Ahmad.
Yeah.
Not Maguire.
He did a good tackle.
Yeah, he did more than one really, but there we go. Well done, mate. Are you watching it in the kitchen?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. And yeah, we'll do our player ratings. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average, of course. And yeah, absolutely fantastic. We'll get over to the player ratings in a minute. 90,000 people watching. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. But these are moments that we're here for. What a way to win it as well. Just deserved. And you know what? If we'd lost that game 1-0, I'd have been moaning like a right bitch about refereeing decisions. So I'm just going to do this, just to be fair. We still should have had another penalty, and Kyle Walker still should have been sent off. So, you know what? I am going to still say this. Dear Howard Webb at the PGMOL, your organisation is shit. But we still won anyway. We beat you with cheating. No, we didn't cheat. We beat you, and you cheated. So, squivel on that. Whole team deserved a win today, says Artin. Well, it was a win for football. It was a win for everybody else as well. But I think the big thing for me as well was, I can honestly say this, and I was saying it at 1-0, that Man City side shit. They're really not scary. They used to be really intimidating. They're not. They're absolute shite. I think Pep should be sacked. I think he needs to go. I wouldn't be surprised if we've just finished off Pep Guardiola. I think he needs to go. They've got Villa next week. Anyway, let's get on to the match reaction. I'll be there in a minute. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. I think the obvious person is man of the match, but there were some other good performances there. I just need to take a minute to rest my voice. But I'll tell you what as well, you can clip me on this one. If you're watching at home, Marcus Rashford, and I know Garnacho as well, but this is Rashford's 27, 325k a week. Ten Hag picked you every fucking week. Ahmad, people wanted him to start, never got picked. Missed out on the FA Cup final. Came back in pre-season, worked really hard, was still not getting picked. Now look at him, playing in a Manchester derby, getting all the plaudits, winning penalties, winning games, been treated like shit at times, been left out, never stopped working hard. Wasn't getting picked all the time. Missed the FA Cup final when he should have played. Was getting dropped again at the start of this season when he should have been playing. And here he is, in the biggest game of the season, winning the game for Manchester United, while you're sat at home feeling sorry for yourself. That's what we need at Manchester United. And it's the same for fucking Mason Mount as well. I know it's very different, but we need people who are available, who love this club and want to work hard. That's what we need. Speak to you all in a bit. We're back on the match reaction in a minute.